people? Welcome back to the Off the Edge podcast. This is episode number 4, as yet to be titled. I am Matt, here with my partner, Zachary Lyon.
Hello.
We actually have Quentin in the studio today.
What up?
And we have 3/5 of Ghost in the Atlantic. We have Jared, Wyatt,
guys?
and Alan.
What's up?
Thanks for being here, guys.
They're so
really
excited.
appreciate you coming all the way.
Man.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Definitely excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Why don't we, I don't know, maybe just start down the line. Like, we'll start, just let us know who you are, what you do.
Who the fuck are you?
Tell us your story. How'd you fucking get here?
For sure.
Playing in this band, and what's it about for you?
I started playing guitar in 6th grade, and like I hit up this dude. I heard some of his music on Facebook, and I was just like, it inspired me. But I was just like, man, I got to start playing guitar again. I wasn't really playing, so I just like hit him up. And I was like, man, send me some of that music, and I started playing again, and we just kind of started throwing this stuff together. He had most of it.
Spitting.
Yeah.
So this is like the first band that you kind of like dipped your toes in?
Yeah.
Really? All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'd been playing for a little while, but I kind of quit for a good 4 years, and I was trying to get back into it for sure. But it's been crazy for sure.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know, man.
No, not you. The awkward silence.
Crickets.
Nah,
Well,
shit.
I'm Jared, and I'm the guitarist, programmer.
Hi, Jared.
Hey. Ghost in the Atlantic started as kind of my side project in my last band. And the original idea for it, for me anyways, was to write an album, and then I was going to have vocalists from other bands in the scene, do a song a piece on it. Well, that band went south, and me and Wyatt had talked about continuing Ghost in the Atlantic. At the time, it didn't have a name, and we kind of sat around on it for a year or so, just kind of worked on it whenever we felt like it, and I got the album done, and that was about the time Alan hit me up, and he was like, dude, we should start a band. And I was like, good for you, because everything's already done. So I sent, at the same time, Shay, our drummer, joined with Alan, and then our bassist, Jarrett, he's actually a guitarist, and I've been on him for years to get together and jam, and he never would. And then so I kind of jokingly was like, the next day, I was like, hey, I need a bassist. You should totally come play bass for me. And he's like, okay. I was like, what the hell? All of these years, you would never come.
Yeah. Dude, he's like the most nonchalant person, too.
And
just
so
like, he's cool.
He had no bass equipment, and then just went out and just bought a Schecter 5-string, bought him a dark glass
fucking dark
amp,
glass. Mm-hmm.
and that's how Ghost in the Atlantic got started.
Look, we're musicians. All we need is an excuse.
Definitely.
Right.
It really surprised me. And then I started handing out the material, and like 80% of the album got scratched, and so we ended up rewriting more, and now it is currently being mixed.
Yeah.
So did they all come in and just say, no, this is trash, dude?
Nah, see.
No, I think
I was just like, man.
I think because it was the original songs were kind of over a course of a couple of years, and it was more so me finding my own sound. And
We can relate to that.
Yeah, for sure.
and I'd say it's still evolving, and on our album coming out, it's definitely a lot of different styles in one. And I think now that album's done and I'm writing more, I think it's maybe starting to solidify. So I guess we'll just see how that goes.
Always evolve.
Yeah.
Always keep evolving.
I mean, is there such thing as a genre?
There's no genres.
No. That shit's a myth.
Illuminati.
For small people.
You know, always trying to divide everything into groups. What there was a Saturday Night Live skit where it was like they were making fun of all those movies like Harry Potter and Maze Runner and Hunger Games. It's like divide the kids into groups, and you know, and we're the special ones, we're the smart ones. You know, it's like every movie there for a while did that. I don't know.
Kind of
Way off on a tangent. Anyway,
That's life,
No,
man.
It is.
I want to see this SNL skit because I fucking love SNL.
yeah, I know, it's
Kill
great.
shit.
Man.
Pull it up, Matt.
Yeah, pull that shit up, Matt. No.
Oh,
How about you?
yeah, my name is Wyatt. I'm the vocalist.
Damn, did I forget to tell y'all my name?
You did actually.
Shit.
That's Alan over there.
That's why he's the cool guy.
No, me and Jared, we've been doing music since we met in college. I showed up there. We were both on the drum line together, and we just like became weird friends. Cause like we were all just like hiding in the corner doing stupid shit the whole time. We're like playing with filters on the fucking computers and shit. But it was pretty funny the way I ended up getting wrapped into the music with him though.
God, that's a great story.
This story, but like, cause I'd always go to his house and we'd hang out and shit, and I'd like fuck around while he was playing songs and shit, and pick up basses and just say stupid shit. Like every note was G for a long time. And just play a random note.
Relatable.
Like G,
Relatable.
G. That's a G. But well, the original band that he was in, when I met him, their bassist ended up getting arrested.
Oh man.
And
He was over and he picks up the bass and was like, "Hey, look at me, I'm playing the bass." And I was like, "Hey, actually, put your finger here." And so he plays this note. I was like, "Okay, put it here." Plays the note. Puts it here. So basically, I just kind of step by step taught him one of our songs. It was a super easy song. I was like, "Dude, it would be hilarious if one of these shows you got up on stage with us and played bass for us, just for a song. It'd be super cool." And like a week later, our bassist got arrested. And so I was like, "Dude, you gotta learn the entire set.
Yeah.
You have to play the show."
so I just had like
You're the guy now.
He had like
6
That's
songs
just
to
funny.
tabs to learn. in,
6
like, a week.
songs, and like
was
he
like
had
a
never
week-
touched the
week and
bass
a half.
before in his life.
Wow. No pressure though.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
pressure.
I mean, I did it, and I had to like scour up a bass rig and shit too.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of came through. I looked.
Oh
hella,
yeah,
I looked
it was
hella
super
awkward.
clutch. Super clutch.
It looked hella awkward, but I played everything okay. I think.
Dude, I
anyway.
still look hella.
Where was the show?
It was a bang.
It was at the Vanguard?
Yeah,
That's
first show
funny.
ever I played
Yeah.
in Vanguard.
And so
3 weeks.
we kind of made him an official member of the band, and then that
For it.
band
Broke up that
broke
night.
up.
The night of the show, the drummer left,
Yeah.
and then so we were just like doing our thing for a while, and
So-
then it's like, hey, you're a fresh bassist. Now we're gonna go into a prog band.
Oh yeah. So
Just like fuck
the
me.
original band was kind of like thrashy metalcore ish, and then like we just went straight into like gent in the next band, and so like Wyatt with like 3 weeks bass experience is expected to learn how to play all this weird shit.
Yeah. So then
He just needed, 01.
Oh yeah.
01,
Oh yeah.
01.
One. Oh.
except for when they write these crazy ass guitar leads, you're like, hey, you should follow us. You're like, oh yeah, that'd be fucking cool.
See, I wish most of our songs were like 01, 01, 01.
And then
God wanted me to play that. He would give me a third fucking hand.
And then it was
Sometimes I
like
feel that way.
it was like halfway through that band, and like we couldn't find a vocalist, and I was just like, fuck it. So I like taught myself to scream in my truck whenever I would like drive somewhere, and then I was like, boom, I'm a vocalist now.
You got any tips for like starting that? Like,
I started with Kill Switch Engage, and I think like the one tip I got to start with was like the Chewbacca noise, like the
yeah.
where that comes from in your throat is
Yeah.
kind of where you want to focus your scream
That
from.
makes a lot of sense because I cannot make that sound. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
Practice some Wookiee noises.
Yeah.
because I think the
We've been,
trouble.
wanting,
Do it, Wyatt.
we've been wanting to cover the Chewbacca songs.
Right?
Hey, Chewbacca.
Because I think the problem some people have is that they try to use their natural voice to scream, which is where
Right.
you hurts and tears you up and shit. Because it's all mainly just diaphragm.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Right.
suck in as much air as you can and like flex your abs and push, and you're using like your false chords.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
you do a lot of like inhale type? Is that what you're saying? Like,
No, well, just your
false
breathing.
chord is not.
Yeah,
it's-
like your false chords, like when you hit like the
Yeah.
fake high pitched
Yeah,
noises.
falsetto.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't do any inhales though. I actually can, but I also don't like them at all. I think they sound bad.
I'm not crazy about it.
like a lot of the new songs you guys got coming up. Do you have any like blah songs? Blah.
We've had the
Black, the new thing now in metalcore is the arf arf. Like arf arf, and then just fucking huge ass drop.
Yeah.
the bleh.
Yeah, we've got some pretty good
I
drops.
think arf arf is like when the drummer forgot his china. He usually is like. I remember that. We need to throw an arf in there somewhere, Matt.
We all just drank
it,
a beer
it
at the
gets all
same
it
time.
gets all
All
the
just like,
hardcore
let's drink our
dancing
beers at
kids
the same
fucking
time.
wild.
No, I want the actual sample from the cartoon of Snarf.
We can do
Doing
that.
that now.
Right at the end of said new song, right
Right.
before the
We got some shit going on like that in some of our stuff. We do some stupid ass
We got
samples.
we got a couple stupid samples.
Like you guys remember the Sonic kid? That little kid who was like in his bedroom screaming like, "When will you learn?"
Oh, yes, yeah.
We sampled that before.
fantasies can't ever be quenched, can they?
We sampled him
so
in one of our
You
breakdowns.
fricks! You frickin' fricks!
Oh,
you
God.
frickin' fricks!
And it's funny because it all starts as a joke. We're like, haha, this is funny, and then it ends up being in the final
Dude,
two.
So
that sounds amazing though, dude.
I wish there weren't so
Awesome.
many like copyright issues with that type of shit because like I've always wanted a breakdown where it's just like right in the middle, it drops out and it's Danny DeVito going like, "Back off, bitch!" Like it just breaks down.
That or
So anyway,
my
it's a
Magnum
blast.
condom for my Magnum dong. Dun 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 dun.
That's pretty good. I'm going to use that.
Yes.
Speaking of which, new band or new
hilarious.
songs.
We need to take Charlie Day's America song.
Oh, yes.
Just open our entire set with that.
Yeah.
So for acoustic set, I think we should cover
Dayman.
Dayman.
Dayman. Oh yeah.
Fighter of the night, man.
Killing me. Oh
Love
my goodness.
Champion of the sun.
I think, man, that's just a band right there. Just doing
Covering It's Always
like, yeah,
Sunny.
it's covering like TV show silliness and just making it
Just the whole
real,
new genre.
like real music.
TV core.
TV
metal
core.
shit.
Just like
Metalcore
shitpost
version of
memes.
Cheers.
Those memes.
Dude, do a gent Seinfeld.
That would actually be really sick.
Jared has a strange obsession with Seinfeld.
Dude, Seinfeld's
I can't tell
shit.
you how many times I've opened up our group chat and Snapchat and seen just some dumbass Seinfeld thing come through.
My favorite is Kramer with the pimp coat. Like I love
The
that.
Technicolor Dreamcoat.
It's always the bass line. Brown, brown,
Yeah, you can't beat that bass
It's a
line.
metal bass line. Like
Oh, yeah.
I think there needs to be a metal version of
Fucking
the theme
slaps.
song for the Golden Girls.
Yeah, thank you for sure.
or fucking Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Another day in the neighborhood.
Well, speaking of memes, Jared, I know you're notorious for your shit posting.
Yeah. I share
lord
stupid
right here.
shit.
Have you thought of like incorporating memes into like your band promoting?
I mean, it's
That's a
been
good
a
idea.
thought because, like, one thing that Wyatt and I briefly talked on a long time ago is, like, not to take ourselves very seriously.
I think that's how you have the most
And-
fun. Like,
Well, that's why
So-
we are having such a blast.
Right.
And I don't know. I feel like it's a tough line for me because I spend, like, 4 or 5 hours a day working on all this stuff. So I'm,
Right.
Like after
very,
work too.
Yeah.
Like
So I'm I don't want it to be a joke, but at the same time, if you do go to look at my Facebook page, it's just stupid shit after stupid shit after stupid shit.
I love it.
We
That's where I get
started.
those memes.
We started.
I rip from him all the time.
We started this year our Facebook group, right?
Yeah.
So there's like, I don't know, 2,500 likes or whatever for the page, but then there's like 200 and some on the group. So we kind of treat the page like business.
Yeah.
And then the groups where we do all our shit posting and just
It's a good time.
have
You
fun.
guys have some good memes in there.
Yeah.
The fun part is guessing which one posts which.
Yeah, we keep talking about making that a competition,
Yeah.
Give people free shirts if they can figure out who did it or something.
The really off the wall ones, those are mine.
Free shirts coming my way then.
Thanks for the pro tip.
I don't know, but like that's kind of a, you can go one or two ways there, because like have you guys heard of Bro Job?
Yeah.
That's
like-
a little
Say-
extreme.
That's
Not a name right there.
That is like the memest metal ever. Talking about sucking dick from the back and sounding like a hard ass motherfucker while doing it. But like it works. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it just depends what your fan base is like.
I
Yeah.
think
But, like,
the most
they're
important thing,
intense.
and if I'm wrong, let me know. But I mean, I think it's about being authentic, right? Like if.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you guys definitely are. Like, you play some technical, tight, freaking music, and that's pretty serious, but it doesn't come from a place of pretension or anything like that. Like, you can tell that you're doing what you love to do. You're just being yourselves. You know what I mean? I think when that comes through, it takes everything to another level for me.
Yeah. Well, and they can't take it too seriously. I mean, we are going to be featuring a song called Pap's Yellow Brick Road.
Oh my gosh.
You don't come into our place and have Paps in your song title and don't expect it to be played. I mean, come on.
Yeah. That
I saw that and I was like, they like us. They really like us.
that's hilarious because that
It was
song
PBR
was
at
wrote,
first.
that song was wrote
a year
after that
ago.
show that we played together.
Oh.
And
And it was PBR at first. I don't know where the fucking Y came from. I don't even know.
well,
It just ended up being
it
there.
started out as PBR because, like, being 100% honest, like, you probably can't listen to it and hear it, but after hearing your guys' set, I had this, like, idea of a riff in my mind, and that's where it all started. And you guys are PBR fanatics, so that's where that originally came
I just
from.
figure when you said it was from that night, he was like, that motherfucker got drunk.
No, we all did.
Yes, I did.
Honestly, we all did.
That was a good time.
That was a great time.
That was a great
Dude, I was in the
show,
back just slamming them.
I know it, dude. I was out there drinking whiskey all night.
It does bring up a kind of a funny point though, like talking about how that song came from that night. Like all of our song, like just our placeholder titles,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
all generate from like that writing process. Like we've got
Yeah.
one song that the placeholder name's like Shit Show,
Right.
just because it was just a fucking wreck to write. And just,
I think placeholder
Bippy.
names are way cooler
That was
than,
bad, man.
you know.
Well, and sometimes placeholder names are the basis.
Right.
There have been some songs where you put a placeholder title and you can't think of what to write, so it's like I'm just gonna make some shit up based off of that.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well, it gives
funny
it gives
because-
some backstory to the song. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because we don't have any
I
backstory.
opened up an email from Jared.
Hey,
the
what's
other
that
day.
mean? I don't know. What does it mean to you?
I opened up an email from Jared the other day that said anime titties. and a download for a new song.
That's hilarious.
Well,
Inspiration comes
Yeah.
in all shapes and sizes.
they
I prefer Double D.
it's our song names are stupid, and we call them that for so long that when we actually do come up with an actual name for the song, we're like, what the hell is that song?
Right.
Right, yeah.
Oh, anime titties.
Oh, I got it now.
Like our one song called Sweet Bippy.
Oh,
That's a
God.
placeholder for it. Me and Jared,
was like Edda
me, Jared,
and
and
Eddie.
Alan, we started that at like Well, it was like 6 in the afternoon when we
Yeah.
started, and we didn't
bro.
walk out until like 6
Didn't
in
you
the morning.
come pick me up or some shit?
Yeah,
I was
'cause
like
you were all
drunk.
fucked up,
I was
weren't you?
already fucking drunk. I was just like, man, pick me up, man. I ain't driving through South.
But, like we worked on that song until 6 in the morning, dude. And our original breakdown call out for it was I found this meme. And it had like some porno, and like the girl is like, "Did you just come inside me?" And like Ed and Eddie, there's one where it's like, "You bet your sweet baby I did."
I've seen that meme. I have it bookmarked.
we since then cut that.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. But
Yeah, I was like, I don't want my mom or dad to hear that shit. My
G-double-P.
dad, he's like 73 years old, and he just listened to our demo today, and he was like, sounds demonic. He's Iranian, like he's Persian. He's just like, he doesn't know this man. He just listens to that. And he's just like, oh my god, this is crazy. Freaking out.
That's cool that your 73-year-old dad will sit
Yeah,
and
he
listen
does.
to it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool though.
My
for
dad
sure.
is 75, and anytime I try to show him anything, he just starts talking to me over it.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
you know, I'm just like,
Gosh.
Yeah.
all right,
You know, you guys
Derek
think you
can
have
it all.
it
Derek would be like,
so
why ain't you playing
easy.
George Strait?
Oh my god.
I couldn't learn a bass line tonight, and he yelled at me for it. So like,
That's funny.
I just looked at him. I was like, all right, calm down. Like, I'm just getting the rhythm, man. Like,
Learn the shit now.
put the gun down, Dad. Like,
Learn the song or you're grounded.
taking away your allowance.
Yeah. I feel that in my soul though. Getting yelled at for not learning a bass line. Like, I'm fucking trying. Leave me alone.
Spike Colt, motherfucker.
Like breaking down, crying in the corner. God, I just developed my first callus. Give me a break.
speaking of like, you know, not taking it too seriously. I mean, there's a band that we saw up in Lawrence a while back that I mean, they play like death metal, and like one of their songs is called Dumpster Baby.
Oh god.
And I fucking love that song.
And it's like 90 seconds long.
Right? No, they just did it for shits and giggles. And I mean, like, not taking yourself seriously is almost how you get some of your best products, just because you're just having fun while you're playing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's why bands like Infinite Annihilator get so much traction.
Right.
I mean, like, have you ever watched one of their music videos? Oh, you should check them out. But it's just like, they just took a camera to the woods and just filmed them doing dumb shit the whole time.
Oh, they were like naked, like throwing eggs at each other, and
So,
Oh no, I think I've seen that video.
so one of my goals is I've been saving. There's a trash bag right around behind this of PBR extra cans, and I'm gonna make some PBR armor.
I heard that.
Hell yeah.
And by God, we're gonna make a stupid music video with it. Like,
We should have brought cans instead of bottles in.
they were out of PBR extra at the liquor store. Trust me, I checked. Like,
We ran them out last weekend.
so, but I've got the stash back at home. I'm saving cans. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but just having fun with it, I think, is how you get some of your best material. Like,
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, just everyone get, like, because, like, we're all real good friends. Like, we fuck with each other all the time and shit. And just, I don't know. It just makes it easy because it doesn't feel like you're actually having to really do anything. You're just
well, it doesn't become work at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's there are times
It's a
where-
give and take, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to, say, all right, we need to bear down and get this done.
Right.
But it's kind of expected, we're trying.
Yeah.
We all practice
So-
at home, like by ourselves. Like we hardly practice. Like we practice together, but like not all the time. Like it's really like mostly just at home practicing.
That
on
was
our own
kinda-
and getting everything.
That was
done.
kind of the premise.
Yeah.
Whenever this band started, it was like, from the last couple bands that I was in, like it just felt like we were meeting together twice a week, and
fucking off. Not
It
getting
was-
shit done.
Right.
and so
That was tonight.
Yeah,
for
that
us.
was us tonight.
well, and I think everybody, it may work for some people and it may not, and everybody's got to do what they got to do. But for us, what I wanted to try to do was like, everybody, here's the material, learn it, and then we'll get together, make sure it's tight, and
That's
be good.
exactly how I feel things need to be. You shouldn't be learning stuff. You shouldn't come in and be learning stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your time to put it all together and make it tight. Just like what you said. Yeah. I mean, a rehearsal is not practice; it's rehearsal.
That's why we call it practice.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that we're perfect about it.
Zach, I've been letting you down for a while, man.
Everyone has different learning curves.
Yeah, it may
absolutely.
May work for some bands, may not.
See, like
but for us, I think it works pretty well. We just practiced 3/5 of the band just practiced together last weekend for the first time since November.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And we've thrown 2 new songs into the mix.
But
for
like
our next set, but when
since
we come
then,
together, it's already established, and we just need to tighten it up. And that just may take a couple practices, and then we're good to go.
Yeah. Not even a couple practices, maybe even just a couple playthroughs.
Yeah,
Just so everyone gets the feel.
Right. If everyone's doing the heavy lifting on their own, then
it's great because
awesome.
when we started it, I didn't know how this was going to work out because I really didn't know. I knew Alan, but I didn't. I knew Shay, but I didn't. I really didn't. As in, like, I didn't know their work ethics, and so like I hand them all their stuff, and so the first practice comes along, and I'm kind of worried, and we just bang right through it, and I just like everybody's been working at home super hard, and it was great. Alan, actually, I don't know if I ever told you this, but the first day that you came over and jammed, and like I'm showing you this stuff, and we're kind of trying to work through it. When you left, I was like, man, I have no idea if this is gonna work out, because it was like just so new and so different for you.
Definitely, man.
And then the next week you came over and you had it. And I was like, what the hell happened? I practiced like 8 hours a day trying to get this down. And I was like, well, you freaking got it.
I'm hella proud of Alan. He fucking grinded. And then he was like, he went and like, he started going for gear. Like he already picked up an Axe FX.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I mean, like, he's fucking hammering it. So I mean, props to Alan.
I definitely the first time I heard it, I was like, man, this shit's dope. I like it. And once I started playing it, like, he let me borrow his 7-string. Like, I didn't have a 7-string, I didn't go buy a 7-string, and he like let me borrow it. So I mean, I started practicing on that in my little practice amp, and I don't know, I went and bought a laptop and started like practicing with the backing tracks on there, and that's really just where it started. Because like, I don't know, man. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. We started playing 6-string songs at first, and then like canceled them out. So I was like, man, I need a 7-string now. So he let me borrow it.
I feel bad because we all made a Guitar Center trip, and we had some 6-string songs, and he went out and bought a new 6-string, and then like 2 weeks later, we were like, yeah, we're cutting all those songs.
Pretty much, yeah. I still play it, but
yeah, it's a great guitar.
yeah, the 7-string's dope. I'll be playing that 7-string now. That's all we pretty much play. But like,
yeah, for the first original lineup of the album, we had 6-string songs, 7-string songs, 8-string songs.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
we still got some 8-string ideas though, for sure.
Yeah. 7-string just feels more comfortable.
Well, it's part of learning our sound, where we fit.
For sure. Finding you,
because I think a lot of our 6-string songs rolled over from our previous band.
Yeah.
Not the songs themselves, but just the that's what's comfortable.
Right.
And then we finally get on our own. Or Jared, he's the fucking man with the plan. But we get on our own. I'll just like toss him some ideas because I can't talk guitar. I'm like, do the thing.
Sing it out.
So,
Absolutely.
And then we just progressively like, let's get heavier. Let's get more technical. It doesn't. I don't know. And that's kind of the fun thing with us too. Like, we don't really necessarily fit within. I'm sure we fit within the genre, but like, we like to. It's like with our album, like, you'll hear bits of everything. Like, we got some slam, some tech, some gent. I mean, it's fun just to play what you like.
Right. Well, yeah, that definitely comes through when I've seen you guys play, heard you. I really appreciate dynamics in the songs. I really appreciate that you can kind of blend genres. I mean, everything's fucking brutal, you know, but within that, like you said, like you'll have just a break with some really pretty like synth, and then it'll come crushing down on you, and I love those dynamics, and not just like you know, going from loud to soft or something, but also letting a song breathe for a second, and then, you know, like time wise too, like you said, it's gent, a lot of it is gent, so it's very rhythmic, and having that rhythmic diversity within a song is, I don't know, I think it's great.
Some of that started as a joke, because like we were talking about, just like, let's give the kids that are moshing a break.
And
Let them breathe.
I've actually kind of realized it's more so giving us a break. Like, we played a show in Tulsa, and we played like 20 minutes. And we get done, and, you know, people are saying, you know, hey, cool set. You know, start asking me questions about my guitar. And I'm like, almost getting ready to have a heart attack because I can't breathe.
Like, and you're like,
I blame that on people.
thanks. Like,
Well,
Hey, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I'm
That
like
whole
trying to
place was
like do
hot
my
box.
shit on stage. I'm just like,
That whole bar
I have
was
asthma
hot
now.
box.
like
There was like 35, 40 people smoking cigarettes at the same exact time.
Marvel Blacks all going at the same time.
Wyatt, how do you prep for a show? Do you like, you know, you spend the whole day like whispering, or like, you know, like
Drinking tea, man.
Yeah, tea.
Drinking
I
that
love,
tea.
I love hot tea and honey.
PBR.
Keep my vocal cords relaxed. I'll stay away from cold drinks, and like I don't eat like chips and shit to like stab the back of my throat on accident.
Tea and
that'll be
honey,
my luck.
man.
I'll eat that one that I don't chew all the way, and just like now it's lodged in my throat. No, like hot tea and honey. Like I can't remember what brand it is, but there's one at Walmart. It's called Throat Tea.
It's that celestial. It's that celestial.
It's
isn't
good
it?
though. It's smooth, and then like
Stuff's nice.
we'll usually do practice in the morning before the show, and I'll maybe do like one full set, but I try not to burn myself out.
right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, just basically getting myself warm and staying there.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I mean I don't want to overdo it and then like be straining.
Right. That's smart. I'm glad you're approaching it, you know, really intelligently, thinking about it, not just letting it rip time after time and tearing your shit up, because there's no longevity in that, you know.
Right.
I'm glad you're being smart about it. It's
Well,
really cool.
yeah, and a lot of that comes from in the early stages, from when I was just learning, because like I'd be like in my truck, have fucking kill switch cranked, and I'm like trying to scream, and like I get inside and I'm like, oh man, I can't even talk now. Like,
Yeah.
voice is gone just because I haven't figured it out. I'm like, I mean, that for one, that shit hurts, and two, it doesn't sound good.
Right.
I mean, like, not to sound like an asshole, but it's all about. I mean, there's a lot.
technique to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of technique.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm asking, because
Yeah.
I sure as shit can't do it. So
Well, yeah, I mean, fuck, I'd be more than happy to help you. I mean, I'm not the best teacher. I learned a lot of it on my own, watching videos and just going at it. Because I mean, for the most part, I just did it until it sounded good. I mean,
Yeah.
right.
you know, and then I figured it out, and I'm like, oh, okay.
You know,
'Cause, like,
I'll be halfway through singing a song and I'm like, oh.
well, because like it'll happen. Like if you're really like on the journey to like learn how to scream or whatever, at least that's what happened for me. You're just like, man, this hurts. This doesn't sound good. And like one day you're just like, holy shit, that's that's amazing. And then
You
like
just get a good
from that,
blah,
from
you
that
know
day
what I
on, you're just like, okay, yeah, I got it. Just figuring out where it comes from.
Right.
Right.
How it feels, just being able to replicate
And you're talking
that.
to someone that has zero vocal training.
Yeah.
So
Well, I can't even sing. I have no fucking clue how to sing.
See, I
I'm so
think
tone
I
deaf.
struggle because I have classical singing training, and so I'm so centered in that way of singing that getting outside of that's really difficult for me.
Yeah.
You know, because I start to like I'll do it wrong. I'll start to feel it hurt, and I'll be like, nope, we're not doing that. We're gonna go clean. You know?
Yeah.
So
I don't know, and I think some of that's a personal thing for me as well, because I feel like I kind of thrive on the challenge, because like I had zero idea of how to play a bass guitar, and Jared's just like, hey, learn these songs, and I learned them, and just it's easy because I had nothing to base it off of prior. It's not easy, but it came. It feels like it came more natural, because I'm not like, well, that doesn't feel right, because I have no idea how it feels.
right, yeah, that makes sense.
I'd agree with that type of feeling.
Yeah, because like I said, I have zero clue how to sing. if you asked me to sing anything, it'd probably sound like you're like stabbing the cat in the alleyway over there. Like, it's bad.
But if you come in with just at ground zero, no prior experience, then you're not coming in with any bad habits, or you're not setting your ways in any way. Like
Right.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
But I mean, that's how I feel about it anyway. It's just because it seems like it flows smoother because you're able to learn more instead of being like, well, that's not how I normally do it.
Right. Yeah. I like it.
So, Jared, on your songwriting, do you when you're working with the synth stuff, does that typically come first, or do you add it in, or is it just whatever happens?
It's kind of just whatever happens. I feel like I write songs weird because I don't really start with a guitar part. I start with the feeling, and the feeling comes from the drums. So I will, program the feeling that I want, and then usually from that I'll get ideas that I want to. Because when I start a song, I usually have a feeling in mind that I want to do. And so I'll write a riff to the drums, and then the synth comes. Usually I start putting synth and stuff whenever I feel like I need to transition to something.
It's like an accent, kind of like you
Yeah.
kind of just.
Yeah.
And so the synth is kind of an afterthought. There's really no plan to put synth anywhere, so it just kind of happens when it does.
Right.
Like, that'd sound pretty here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Like we were messing around with something earlier today, and he was throwing some synth in there and just like put a little tremolo here, a little phaser there, and just like adds a little, like drop it off a little bit. I mean, it sounds awesome. Like I just love watching him do it because I want to learn how to do it, and I watch him do it. I'm like, man, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Are you doing that basically with like virtual instruments, or are you actually like playing some keys and?
I do have a MIDI keyboard that I used to use till I broke it.
Broke it.
But yeah, it's usually off a MIDI keyboard. I'm not a piano player by any means, but I can fiddle my way through the scales and figure out what I want. So,
And I feel like we kind of have an abstract way of writing too.
whatever works for whatever band.
Yeah, because like I know a lot of vocalists will like. This is I guess my personal thing. Like I know a lot of vocalists will come into song and already have like a book of lyrics written. But like I have a lot of like stuff saved that like I write, but like I'll come at it with like I'll hear a spot in a song, I'm like that'd sound really cool there, and then I like kind of build it from that point on.
Yeah.
Because I like to build things that fit the feel of the song too. Because like to me it doesn't make sense like if you have a song that's just super heavy and slammy and then you're like talking about like petting kittens or something.
Right.
I mean,
I almost like that, you know what I mean?
That's funny.
to each their own. But I don't know.
Talking about My Little Ponies and
Yeah.
Cabbage Patch Kids or something.
Fucking metal as fuck, dude. No.
Songs.
Fucking
Spit.
So
Dude, spit.
Oh, that is good. That is a cool. That is a cool approach, though. I mean, starting with the drums.
Yeah, you just like you get that feel that you want, and
It's almost like the way like a hip hop or producer would kind of approach it. You'd think.
yeah.
I was thinking more of that Lamb of God approach, you know, but you know, I'm also not Chris Adler.
Yeah, Chris Adler's kind of a special
Former.
case.
Former drummer.
Former drummer,
God,
yeah.
God, rest in peace.
Oh my god!
I'm dead.
Did you read that Ultimate Guitar article? He's like,
No,
No,
just
this
rest in
is so
peace, Lamb of
stupid.
God, with no Chris Adler.
yeah, I
So,
know. That dude was like, he's no longer the drummer. Enough said.
Yeah.
Not even trying to talk about it.
it breaks my heart.
There's
sucks.
definitely some bad blood there.
I don't even know what happened.
At the
Yeah, well, and they're not talking.
Yeah. So like,
But that the new Lamb of God
Power
song.
on.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Could have had background music this whole time. Like,
It's a good song, but you can tell that that's not him behind the kit.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels different, and it's
Well, it's always that way when bands switch. Like I remember when Suicide Silence came out with Doris.
oh yeah.
The tee-hee.
That was horrible.
okay. But for real, can you tell me one band that replaced their bass player, and you noticed the difference?
Metallica.
Hey, thanks,
Yeah.
Dad. You know? Shout out, my man, Dad.
Shout out to bass players across the world.
See, I just told you how valuable you were.
Father of the year, easily replaceable.
Yo, it's Metallica. It's the biggest band in the world.
I just remember you being so impressed that he could play battery with his fingers. So.
Any of that shit with his fingers. That's crazy.
Bet you can tell a difference.
I don't know. I don't like Metallica, honestly.
Me neither.
Have fun teaching any other bass player to learn the rhythm that we do. You know what I mean? Like,
I won't teach anybody anything.
I think my biggest beef.
I'm following his example. Here's your shit. Learn it.
right?
Dude,
Yeah.
right.
I think my biggest.
We go back to
the
it.
line in the sand has just been drawn. You're fucked.
We go back to it. You know, like, Dad, put the gun down. Like, I'll learn. Like,
Hey, I'm not the one sending pictures of a Milwaukee branded 9mm, which was really cool.
right? I got it. on my
Wait,
phone.
are you
I'm
guys
so
in on the
impressed.
Milwaukee memes too?
Oh yeah, dude,
Oh, man,
I
they're
work
great.
at Home Depot. Like, like I had it pulled up right away. Like, is that not the funniest?
Dude,
one?
I'd carry that.
You know, I'm more of a DeWalt man myself, but stay strapped to get clapped. G, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll feel the real underdog out. I'm a Ryobi guy.
what about Nikita or Makita?
Makita.
So we have some Makita
You put a
stuff
snap
at
on
work,
one
and
or a
it's-
Mac code.
Hush your mouth.
we have Hilti. That's what we use at work. And then, I don't know. It's all right.
I like the Porter cable. I'm a Porter cable.
Cornwell.
Get the fuck out of here.
Great
I'm fucking
value
cheap,
over
man.
there.
Give me Husky.
They got lifetime warranty.
There you go.
I mean, shit. Even if it breaks the day you buy it, just I need a new one.
No, it doesn't cost them anything.
Goddamn D-wall.
Goddamn Dingwall.
I mean, seriously. If one piece of shit breaks, how much does it cost to give you another piece of shit?
That's why Harbor Freight's so awesome.
Dude, I love Harbor Freight.
Yeah, I fuck
Guys,
with them.
relax. God. It's my competition.
Hey, if I need a 25-inch breaker bar for $10 that has lifetime warranty, you bet your sweet ass I'm gonna get it.
I'm curious, where did the name Ghost in the Atlantic come from?
I was talking about that on the way up here. I was like,
Like, they're
oh,
gonna ask me. Oh shit.
man,
Because that I mean, just before you answer, to me that pulls up like images. Like I'm thinking about like pictures in my mind. Just
I think
Like,
I think
I don't
of
know, it's
Ghost
awesome.
Ship and
Yeah.
Mudvayne. That's
Yeah,
what I
Ghost
think
Ship,
of, like
yeah.
right
Exactly.
away. Like,
and those are all thoughts that I've had after the fact that we came up with this name.
We
Because
tried for
That's
so long.
Yeah, literally
It's
almost.
really all about Jack. The fact that bitch Rose let him drown.
There was room for two. There was room for two. God damn it.
That's right.
I think my favorite are the
It was an inside
diagrams
job.
of like people laying on the door the same size. Like,
now I think about druids chanting and freaking raising ghosts from the city of Atlantis.
It's embarrassing.
I'm just waiting for him to go. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
Just pick the one that sounds the coolest.
Next question.
Actually,
All of a sudden he's like, "Oh, trademark."
It was
the lost colony of Roanoke coming back.
there you go. The Lord.
Oh my god.
It was more so.
That's
We
funny.
spent like
I
2
never-
years almost. Probably not quite, but we spent so much time trying to come up with the name, and then like I was literally just sitting at work. Hope my supervisor's not listening, but I had my feet kicked back and it was just chilling, and it kind of just hit me, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty neat." And then so I tossed it to Wyatt because at that time it was just me and him, and they're like, "Yeah, it's decent name," and we're like, "We'll just hang on to it, and if we want to change it later on." Cool.
yeah, because
And
at least
then
we have
for-
something to call ourselves.
Yeah.
by.
Something to call ourselves, and then we forgot to go back, and so it just kind of stuck.
I mean, it works though. It's,
I do.
it sounds
All
like
right.
The
Yeah,
most
I'm down
important
with it.
thing when you come up with a band name is just get on Google. Anybody else?
We tried band generators.
Oh, like,
No, I'm not saying
Make
have
sure
somebody
nobody
else
else
make
has
one
it,
of. It's
yeah.
just make sure you're the only one.
Right. We did that too.
Well,
I mean, like we tried just like we were just coming up with stupid shit.
yeah.
No, I mean with like your supervisor comment, that cracks my shit up because me being a supervisor at work, I can force all of my music onto my associates.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Jared does
can't
that
argue
too.
it because I'm their boss.
Jared does that too.
yeah.
Dude, I do it all
Playing
the time.
Spike.
I'm like, yo, I just wrote this new song. You guys want to hear this riff? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, you're gonna listen to it anyway. Like,
Junior, your ass is gone.
it's like, I'll write you up right here for insubordination. Like,
That's how it is at my place of work.
Hell yeah.
I listen to my stuff at work, and everybody's like, "Yeah, that Conway 20's pretty sweet."
yeehaw, brother.
Yeah.
I jump in the bucket truck and it's like, sweet home Alabama.
Well, it cracks me up too because I'll be doing my random shit and I'll walk down the aisle while they're working. I'm like, can I get a yeehaw? Like,
We do that shit too. Like the other day at work, we got a
Keeping that on
truck
the,
stuck in the
keeping that on
mud.
the podcast.
We had to pull it out. We got a jerk rope. It's got like elastic to it. And like the whole time we're just going, yeah, whoa, yeah. Fucking yelling like stupid redneck shit. Like, just fun.
Did you pick that up?
I don't know.
I
We'll
always
see.
tell management.
I might
I'm
have
like,
to
I'm
do
just
some
boosting
editing.
morale, guys. Like, relax.
Have fun.
I don't want to give all the secrets of Command Center to everybody, especially not the nasty ones.
The
Yeah.
struggle.
We just came
Yeah.
from a gas station. I don't know what the deal is.
That's what I did before I got here. I texted my dad. I was like, I'm here, but I'll be a few minutes. Like,
Need to go work some business out.
So what's next for you guys?
Well,
Album release.
album release.
Or EP, I guess. EP
Yeah,
release.
whatever you want to call it. 7 songs.
hell yeah.
Songs.
When are we planning on doing that?
Well, I just talked to the producer today, and he's farther along than what he expected to be. So I'm hoping the finished product will be done in the next couple weeks, and we'll have it in hand. And then I imagine probably a month or two after we
I burped.
month or two after we get the product. I mean, it's soon. It's coming.
Right.
And then we got a show on the 27th.
Yeah, we got a show the 27th with our buddies in Dark Matter.
Yeah, doing our
Uh,
album release party. Vanguard in Tulsa.
Nice.
So
Sweet.
if anybody needs tickets, hit
Yeah.
us up. $10 a piece.
It'd be super cool. They've got Violent Victim on the bill. I don't know if you guys have heard of Violent Victim.
Yeah.
I've heard it.
Yeah. They're super heavy hitters. We've got Gadget Sons, Bases Loaded, and then, of course, us and Dark Matter.
That's a full bill.
We'll have
Yeah.
we'll have our first run of merch also.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got
Got
collabed
together-
with Rockla Heavy, right?
Yeah, Rockla Heavy.
Oakland.
Rockla Heavy. Shit.
Hey,
I have Rocklahoma on the brain.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
Please.
We got together with a group called Oklahoma Heavy, and it's bands based out of Oklahoma that play heavy music, and they're doing our merch for us. It's Oklahoma Heavy branded, so we'll have our designs, and then on the back of it, they'll say Oklahoma Heavy, and we'll have merch ready for our show then. I've been trying to work on booking here lately. We'll be at Trauma Fest, that I'm super
Looking forward
stoked
to
about.
that.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll be getting thrown in the ringer for a contest to play Rocklahoma.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
sick.
I think.
They haven't released that yet, so
Yeah.
cool.
Well, I'm
You
just
heard
saying,
it here
be-
first.
Just saying, be aware.
Yeah.
I won't hear it until the end of March anyway. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, maybe it'll be out by then.
yeah.
Hope
Hope
fingers
it
crossed.
happens though.
What
man.
what kind of
Be
merch are
awesome.
you guys
Well,
bringing out?
right now we just bought some shirts. That's
Stickers?
we got some vinyl decals, 4x3 inch.
Okay.
That we're gonna do.
I've got a big ass skateboard back at home that I slap every local band that I
Oh
played
hell
with.
yeah! We'll get you
That'd be
one.
fun, yeah, for sure.
That'd be sick.
I definitely want a shirt.
I'll pay you for it. I'm not just gonna take it. So,
We'll figure something
Nah,
out.
yeah.
Or he'll take it.
So
That's dope because I've been, like, I'm a skateboarder, man. I've always been skateboarding since I was like 5 years old. That's my thing.
Awesome.
All right,
I skated.
all right.
I
So
skated
you're-
all the time when I was
you're a
younger, but I break
skateboarder.
myself now.
I'm an amateur, so I can balance myself on it.
I done hurt myself too much.
Do a kickflip right now, you know, like.
Skateboard. I'll bust a tray flip.
you want to see me roll my ankle?
Yeah, right. That's my biggest thing. I'm like, you just gotta practice.
that happened?
And I'm like, if I gotta practice, I gotta be okay with falling off, and I hurt every time I fall off, so I'm done.
I remember we were out
That was
at
my
one of our
dream.
buddies'
man.
house, me and Jared were, and pulled out a skateboard, and they were like, do a trick, or like, get on it. I'm like, I guarantee you 100% I'm gonna hurt myself. Next thing I know, like 2 minutes in, boom, rolled my ankle, and I was wearing boots.
Girlfriend and I.
That's where you were wrong. You shouldn't be on a skateboard wearing boots, my brother.
sir.
It was funny. There was a girl at college that I really wanted to, try and date, and she longboarded all the time. She was like really big into it, and so I was like, "Hey, yo, we should go longboarding sometime." And she said yes. So within like a week and a half, I had to teach myself how to longboard because I sure as shit didn't know how to longboard. And we're dating now, so I figured it out.
Hell yeah, man.
It worked.
She likes my longboard.
But
Man.
yeah, she also ended up rolling her ankle, and we had to take a break. And like the next
Laid up
time
on
that
the
we stepped
couch,
on a
man.
board, like she wiped out within the first 5 minutes. I wiped out after the first 10. I'm like, yeah, we're done. We're done. We're gonna take a break. Like,
Funny.
We're just gonna buy the boards and put stickers on them.
and I was like, I'm like 40 in like college years, so like,
So I went to college for like 5 years, and I was like, man, I should have a fucking degree by now, but
I just got accepted into graduate school. So
hell
pray for
yeah,
me.
man.
Pray for
See?
me.
I need to get back in college, but I got a child and she needs money. I gotta be doing that shit.
That's how I was, man. I went back to school went back to graduate school, and had my baby girl, and I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I need to make money. Like this, I can't put this off anymore.
See, I
Yeah.
just
So I
that's just how
understand
I've
that.
been, man. All my spare time when I'm not working or like playing with my kid, I'm practicing this guitar, like trying to get this stuff down. Like today, we practiced today, and I felt like for the first time, like I had it 100%.
Awesome.
And I'm ready. I'm ready for this next show for real. Cause like the last few shows I was trying, but like I'm still getting it back, Cause like I'm way better than I was back then. I mean, I'm not getting it back now. Like I'm already like
You're
getting
like
back up
advancing
there.
yourself.
Yeah. Like I'm learning
You're
new
growing.
stuff.
I think when Alan hit me up to play in a metal band, I think he was more so thinking of like,
Dude, I was
Avenged
drunk as
Sevenfold.
fuck, dude. No, I was drunk as fuck, and I heard that shit, and I was like, man, that shit is hard. I was like, bro, I need to fucking play that shit.
This shit slaps.
Cause
dog.
like I used to play like some metal, but like never really like this kind of metal. I used to play like Six, like by All That Remains. That was like one of the best songs I could play, like the hardest songs I could play, and like it was fast and like really drivey, punchy, but like his stuff is like more like melodic, kind of has like some cool rhythms to it, like that really takes some time to learn. Like
Yeah.
I was at work, like to learn some of these rhythms, like I would sit there and do it real slow, like with a pick on the side of my leg, and just like feel that rhythm. And I was like, man, I gotta get that shit down. And I finally like figured it out from just like playing on the side of my leg at work, because I didn't have no time to practice, like
Well, my
Absolutely.
associates, they always make fun of me because I'm always walking around like,
right. I mean, it's funny though.
I'm like, mind your business. I'm practicing.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
the
you
life
can
of a
practice without
musician,
playing.
I think anything like that, you hear about like martial artists or athletes and stuff. They go through mental reps.
Exactly,
and-
it's being in that mindset.
yeah, it absolutely helps with musicians too. Like just
Right.
having that mental
see Drew Brees out there on the field, like throwing to nobody, and he's out there trying. You know, he's out there doing the mental reps for sure.
Grind never stops.
Yeah.
Well, I actually do that when I'm driving around. Similar to what you're saying, playing alongside of your leg, and trying to get that rhythm and sing.
Yeah,
You know,
because that's a skill in and of itself.
and so that's how I practice when I don't have a guitar.
That's how I
I'm in the
learn.
home stretch on this 6-pack.
I do 90% of my
We got more.
drumming practice in the car. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
For me, it's tapping my foot or clicking my teeth.
Yeah.
That's what I would do constantly all day, and my fiance drives her nuts.
I do the same thing too. I drive everybody crazy, so I'm always tapping on
Yeah.
something. Or
I think if you become a musician, you automatically get ADHD.
To an extent.
That's
yeah.
fair.
I think ADHD is a fake disease. They're tripping.
I think like
Hot take.
Dude, I actually-
Goes to the Atlantic hot take.
dropping some knowledge on.
Jeez.
Every male has ADHD. They're just trying to put us down.
Oh jeez.
That's the man putting us down.
Oh shit.
I kind of feel like a musician, like at least to me.
He's gonna blow.
This dude Wyatt killing me, bro. You took your
I feel like there's just like a constant, steady stream or river of music, beats, or whatever. And it's like when you got to concentrate on some shit, like you try to like shut it out, you know. And then when you really like want to dip into some inspiration, you'll like go fishing in that river and pull out some shit, you know. But I feel like it's always there. It's always streaming in the background.
That's beautiful
for me.
Speaking of like fishing in that river,
I like rainbow
like
trout.
what are some like off the wall type of artists that you guys like to or genres even that you guys like to listen to
Well,
that don't really match what you guys play?
probably like the Polyphia and like Pliny, like
Proggy
like
stuff.
prog, you know.
Right.
That's besides metal. That's probably
I think some of
where-
that melodic sensibility comes out in
I
your
love
music,
it.
though.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate about you guys that you do that.
Yeah, I don't venture too far out of metal, and it kind of sucks to admit that, but I kind of stay in there besides like that prog. I've been branching out more lately. A guilty pleasure of mine, and always has been a guilty pleasure of mine, is
Madonna.
like pretty close, like the
Kiss.
90s
That's
and
mine.
like 2000s hip hop, like Cher.
Sure, all right.
I was
Hot
close.
take.
I was close.
Oh, dude.
That's funny.
Every time that song comes on at work, I have to crank it, and everybody laughs. But I do not care.
I literally told my
That's
associate,
beautiful.
I was like, turn off your shit post video or whatever that you're listening to. Madonna is on. Like,
Like for some reason, like that style of music just has like this innocence to it, I guess.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And it's like just so heartwarming.
For real though, like,
Anybody
I mean,
can
if
get
you're a
down to it.
musician,
right.
Right.
But that's probably I've been getting into other stuff like kind of like lo-fi.
Right.
I'm a huge
Yeah.
pop punk guy.
Oh, yeah?
I love pop
No
punk.
shit. All time low.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you hear their new song they came out with?
I haven't heard that one. I have dove into the new Sum 41 though. Have you listened to that?
I have not.
That one's actually it's kind of weird.
My girlfriend's huge into pop punk. So.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I have like a huge playlist on Spotify, and it's like a palate cleanser for me.
Yeah, well,
I'm surprised by that, honestly. Like,
I love trap. I do trap music too. I don't know why.
hell yeah.
I really love like
Shit slaps, bro.
like I just melt my brain with like grungy beats and talking about slinging
yeah.
dope. I'm just like that's not even me. It's a total.
On my way to my 9 to 5.
right on my way to my 9 to 5. What about you, Al?
Like Michael Bolton in Office Space. And
right?
you roll up your window, you're like,
I listen to a lot of like the new rap, you know, like I've been really into like Future and Juice WRLD and shit, but like
Rest in peace, Juice WRLD.
yeah, I know, man. Dude was a fucking visionary, man. He was so good, but like I've been listening to a lot of like
DMT is
just after the burial. Like, I mean, I've been back into like listen to volumes and man, I don't know, just a lot of metal, really.
Right.
our homies
like,
at Born of
but-
Osiris.
Yeah, Born of Osiris, man, they're
hell
awesome, dude. But
I don't know
Spite, like for sure, like
Yeah, I really like Spite.
Oh,
Spot.
repping.
I don't know what it is, but like I just at work, I was just dicking around, and on Spotify it was like new releases, and I got like so far down the rabbit hole of like deep underground Russian rap.
That shit's fucking good though.
that's crazy.
I found it
Like,
before,
dude, I'm gonna get stabbed in the gulag, but like I'm okay with it. Like it's so good. Like,
it goes hard as fuck.
That's
and
funny. as
brutal
hell.
vocals. Like
They-
I can't
they-
understand
He
a
dies.
word of it.
He dies.
Just like no, like that's what gets me. I don't even know.
Welcome to
even like with
Mother
the trap,
Russia.
like,
It's in
like,
prison.
Silicon
Bitch.
Valley,
I must rape you.
just like
Oh yeah,
I don't know,
there you
just
go.
super grungy. Because like
be a big
it's like they're
Russian
screaming,
bitch.
but it right. It's, I don't know. It works.
No, that shit cracks me up.
That is funny,
I'm the
dude.
machine.
That's too much.
Have you seen that Burt Kreischer?
Yeah, no.
Is that what you're talking? Yeah, I just watched that last night, dude. It's so good.
It's so hilarious.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That is the greatest ever.
I fuck cats. Sorry, Grandma.
Sheesh.
Oh shit.
Well, that went south real quick.
What's up, Predator?
Are
What
you
are you
the
doing
machine?
up there?
That is
That's the xenomorph from
What is
Alien.
it? That's our a podcast warming gift from.
Now this is
Zach
pod
Lum.
racing.
I look like giant assholes. We didn't bring anything.
Well, I tried to bring.
Yeah, where's our
man.
free shit, dude? No,
No,
It's coming, I
you
swear.
bring
fucking
yourself,
stickers,
dude.
damn
That's
it.
Definitely.
Next time, I swear.
good.
Get a
No,
t-shirt
man.
or a
You guys are
mixtape or
good.
something.
No, we weren't expecting that. That's for sure. At most, I was expecting cookies. We ain't getting fucking cookies.
Dude, I was gonna bring my birthday.
it's okay.
cake.
I bought like a whole set of Star Wars action figures from Zach, so we're
Oh, yeah,
we're
no,
covered.
I know.
We're covered.
Such a douchebag, dude. I was gonna bring my birthday cake and I forgot it.
Is it your birthday today?
It was like Wednesday.
Well, happy birthday, man.
His birthday is like the third. What?
31st.
The 31st. Yeah.
31st. Oh my god. What?
Happy early birthday.
What's your astrology sign? You know.
Aries.
Aries.
Oh, that
Pisces.
explains a lot. No, I'm kidding.
I'm Pisces. He's whatever.
Aries, and I believe it's Libra rising sun.
I'm
See, you know
Pisces.
way deeper
I'm a
than I do.
Pisces.
know
So,
what the
like,
fuck-
Pisces
said.
moon.
I'm
I'm
just.
not. I'm really not for sure.
I just know that I'm a Scorpio, so I'm like scum of the earth.
Yeah,
So
all I know is I'm a Leo.
rock on.
Yeah, I'm a Libra, but I'm like right on the edge.
You Leos
of
are some
Libra
On the
freaks.
cusp of
and
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Yeah. So I'll read both horoscopes and be like,
Yeah.
go either way.
You don't take my clout, Dad.
I've noticed.
You can go either way.
Like I don't know, man. We can go deep into whether or not like astrology means anything,
man.
but I don't know. This could be nothing, but like I guess you're not technically a Scorpio.
I am.
No.
You are. My daughter Olivia is. Common thread that I see between you three and other Scorpios I know, dude.
All
it's like,
assholes. No.
no, it's just this. Like you cross them once and you're
And
dead.
they
You're
don't
dead
fuck
to
with
them
you, huh?
forever.
They don't fuck with you.
I would agree.
No,
I would
yes.
agree.
So fucking true.
Like, yeah.
I got a vow.
It's-
I got a
right.
vow of silence
You
on
are
a
right.
person for
My
like
daughter
3 years,
Olivia,
and it's still
dude.
going strong. Like,
My daughter Olivia, like, she's like, no, last year she said something bad about my friend, and
Dead to
I
me.
will I will never forgive her. Like, she's just like,
I just,
it's like a shadow
I
comes
just
down
think of
across
Step
her face.
Brothers. Like, I'll drop that motherfucker. Like,
man,
So
it's-
I saw this thing on Facebook today, and it was like birth months that are the most argumentative. Okay,
Oh, man.
and so I'm just gonna skip over the extra ones, but October, March, and July were in those. That's every
Probably
fucking
right.
person in my family. Our whole household. It's Quentin and I are October, Colby's July, Brooks March.
That's funny.
No fucking wonder.
There is no peace. Peace was never an option.
Family reunions are great.
That doesn't even take a family reunion. That's 4 in the house, you know what I mean?
Right?
Oh shit.
And most people might pack a weapon to go outside. You're like grabbing one to go inside. Like, now I've got to
Got my Milwaukee Glock going in. You know what I mean?
Sitting on the doorstep. Shit's about to get wild.
No, it was funny though. I was reading, I showed it to Brooke, and we were both crying because we were laughing so hard. It's the whole fucking family.
Man, it's crazy though, because like you want to think it's a bunch of bullshit, but then you look into it and it's like describing your life
Yeah,
when
right.
you're reading through it, and you're like, this is fucking creepy.
But part of it is like they write it so fucking vague. You're like, yo, that does describe this one fucking super obsolete moment of my life. Like,
I remember when that happened
it-
3 years ago.
you know, how many times have you read a daily horoscope and went,
I don't want to talk about how much I read the daily horoscopes, but
It's like getting a fortune cookie.
right.
Like today,
This
might be
totally
lucky.
applies to me. Like,
You have to say in bed after anything that the fortune cookie says.
yes, one of my relatives have died in 10 years. Like,
I just remember.
In
I remember one time me and Jared went to the Chinese buffet in Bartlesville, and I opened up my fortune cookie, and it was just an ad for Kung Fu Panda 3. Like, not even a fortune,
getting
just
lazy
like
now.
watch Kung Fu Panda 3. It's like, what the fuck is this shit?
that's a god tier meme right there.
Still haven't watched it.
I was out with some we had some extended family. There were some young kids, and I opened up my fortune cookie. I was like, help! I'm trapped in this factory. And this kid's mind was like, what?
so 7 songs. Give us a track listing.
Okay. Well,
Since we have so much fun with song titles.
okay,
with the placeholder names.
Okay, the placeholder names are what they're called now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Our producer asked me the other day, he's like, so what's the titles? And I was like,
We just recently came up with an album name.
yeah.
What is it? I don't even know.
Title
it.
reveal.
What the fuck? I don't even know it.
God tier meme.
Oh, it's Alan. It's called
Lost
in
in
Transmission.
Boy, see, I didn't even know that shit.
We're
The second guitar player didn't even fucking know it.
well,
It's another thing. So like it's almost now I'm thinking like Bermuda Triangle kind of shit.
yeah.
It goes in the
we
Atlantic.
do have
lost
a
in
triangle in
transmission.
our
It goes back to
Yeah.
the ship. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Quentin, yeah.
It was kind of a fun play on everything because like I was just like thinking so hard, and I was like messaged Jared one. I was like, "What about Lost in Transmission?" And it just kind of worked because like I wrote a lot of the lyrics in like a weird spot, so it just kind of worked that way. But then also like the whole Ghost in the Atlantic thing, like ships getting sung. I mean Bermuda Triangle type shit. Like
Not falling plays in the background. Like,
track list. We got. What was the track list? We've got Morning Star. That's the track opener, I believe.
What's your show next? And
No.
I don't even
Morning
remember.
Star, and that name came from because we just, me and the fiance just got done watching Lucifer.
Courtesy of me.
So
I was hooked on that.
that was
shit.
Morning Star. The next one is Feeling Hunted. That came because funny story about
That's
that
one of
song.
my favorite.
wasn't that just
ones.
a fucking preset?
Yeah, so I bought
That was
this.
one of my
I bought this at one point in time when it was just me and Wyatt. Feeling Hunted was one of the songs that made it past the big cut that we had, and I had bought a sample pack off the internet, and at this point in time, we were thinking about adding a female vocalist, and we had this chick out, and we kind of doing our thing for a little bit, and in this pack had some female vocal lines, and so I just started dragging and dropping them in there to kind of get like a melody figured out or like a rhythm figured out, and I showed it to everybody. They're like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. And so female vocals didn't work out, and the song kind of just stayed there. And so we go to record, and Wyatt gets done with the studio, and the producer texted me and was like, "Hey, what's the female vocal lines for the song?" And I was like, "I mean, they're just scratched. They're not going in there." And he goes, "Well, we didn't record vocals over that part." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess they're going in there." So, feeling hunted was is something that she says in her lines, and I think the song kind of revolves around that topic, anyways. And we got feeling hunted. Then we got Point Blank after that, and it's kind of a softer, more melodic song.
Yeah, that one carries real nice.
It's a little softer than the rest of our stuff. After that, we've got Shit Show.
Hell yeah.
We got Sweet Bippy.
Those are both like slam your head against the wall and just
Yeah,
go
those
ape
are-
shit.
Absolutely love these titles.
Oh yeah.
Just because I know the
So
meme
much.
Sweet Bippy is,
Oh yeah.
Mwah, you know.
I couldn't help but explain that.
I don't even need the background.
dude.
I just fucking love it.
I do too.
Then
I can show you the meme later.
I mean, you know, I just you got to release a single for Sweet Bippy and just like, dress up in Western wear. I mean,
hell
like
yeah.
polo ties
That'd
and
be
a
too
Sweet
funny.
Bippy.
And then everyone think
hell
we're ripping
yeah.
off Dance Gavin Dance.
Fuck them.
Then after that, we got us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I missing?
Missing Volutite.
Volutite.
PBR.
Volutite
PYBR.
was a song that got added
PYBR.
later.
That's dope.
And it's kind of
That's
like a
dope.
mixture of.
Slam and fucking.
It just reminds me like if Spite and Volumes had a baby.
Dude, really, yeah.
And so,
Wow.
It's hard, dude. I mean,
so that's how that got its name. And then the final track of the album is Pabst Yellow Brick Road.
Well, that's a perfect segue. So let's listen to that track.
Let's do it.
dude, yeah.
Exactly,
Pabst Yellow Brick Road, motherfuckers. That was the shit.
Thank you.
Dude, we like beer and we live in Kansas.
Yup.
Except that most of you live in Oklahoma.
I'm the odd man out.
Well, I guess there's
kinda
like
half and half.
3/5.
Where do you live? Yeah, 3/5.
Jared
You
lives.
two are the
Jared
ugly
lives in
ducks.
fucking.
No,
Where is
Jared's moving to Oklahoma now.
Oh,
too.
is he? Yeah, I forgot. I forgot.
So just me and Shay, the Lone Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Shay lives in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
He comes down to practice. He brings his whole ass drum set in his little ass car. The little ass car brings that shit in there.
Hey,
He
don't
give
doubt
That's
the
a
small
trooper,
car.
man.
I drive a Prius. I
He
can
does. He
haul
goes
my
hard.
fucking 810 cab in that shit.
In a Prius?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Prius.
Yeah, I've seen it. It works.
Okay.
I don't know how. I don't know how he got it in it.
So
but it
spoiler
fits.
alert, I used to live in my Prius for about a year and a half.
Oh, that's-
And no one can doubt the ability to live out of Prius.
No, can't.
Okay, so let's take a quick time out to the life in the Prius. tell them the story about the call where you were required to relocate your car.
Oh shit!
Hey, I just appreciate that you're living green, brother.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Same
mom
environment.
doesn't know the story. So
she
hashtag
might.
sorry, mom.
She might by now. Who knows?
But so whenever I moved up to Pittsburgh to start going to college, you know, I didn't have a place to stay up there, and you know, I didn't want to commute a fucking hour drive to get back there. And so, you know, I kind of guised it to my parents. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna couch hop with a couple of my friends that live up there. And Dad hit me with the, oh, cool, so you're going to wear out your welcome with all your friends. And I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, little do you know, Dad. Like,
Joke's on you.
and so I bought like a 6-foot-long memory foam mattress that actually fit in the back of my Prius. And I shit you not, I camped that shit out all week.
Does it not get like super hot or super cold in there?
So here's the thing, I
Bro.
had like a Swedish Army military bag
Yeah.
that helped during the winter. And during the summer, you know, I just sleep with a sheet. I also bought it in Oklahoma, so I had it illegally tinted, you know, so nobody could see
windshield.
and you know, I just camped out all week long, and then, you know, on the weekend I'd come back, I'd wash all my clothes, I'd pack another bag for the week, and then I'd be back out at it. And as far as my parents knew, I was just couch hopping with my friends.
Bro.
But
Where'd you piss some shit at?
so the biggest question they, like, all my friends ever asked me whenever I told them, they were like, you know, like, how'd you shower? And I was like, you know, one of the gyms that were up there was free to students, so I was like, I'd just shower at the gym, or I'd shower at my friend's house. And you know, I charged all my electronics on campus while I was at class, and then you know, food I always carried non-perishable, like canned goods. I kept it in a cooler under where I slept. I've got pictures of the whole setup. I wonder if I can pull them up.
I
But,
literally
Yeah,
watched
save
a
that for later.
documentary
Finish
about.
the story.
but you know, it just, I wouldn't say it was a perfect system, but it was a goddamn working system. You know what I mean? Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix
Yeah.
it.
Bro, I watched a documentary about like students at like Berkeley in California that couldn't afford to like live there, and they were just living in their vans
So
and like their cars
I was one
and
of those
shit.
kids. You know what I
feel
mean?
you.
Man,
It's hard, like even now, like doesn't matter where you are in the country. Like nowadays, it's
Worst
just
part
hard
is
to be a student and like keep going, especially if you like have to take care of yourself. It's fucking
the
ridiculous.
worst part
Man.
is I did
System's
I did
fucked.
research with one of the professors up there, and I was making like chump change. I was making just barely enough to pay for my car payment, which I also called my mortgage because you know, that was my house at
Probably
the time.
write that off on your taxes.
Right?
Yeah.
But you know,
I'm lucky
it-
I'm a contractor.
Alan,
now.
dude, I'm with you. You said the system's bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
I think the system is bullshit.
It is,
I
man.
like, dude, big ups to you for doing what it need,
Dude,
what
I'm
you need to
telling
do
you.
to get ahead. Like,
Thank
I
you.
mean, that's that's super commendable. But I
Thank
think
you.
it's shitty that you have to do that.
All-
I think it's shitty that you have to do that.
All I'm saying
I think
is
we could get a better way to
every
do it.
morning I got fucking great parking on campus because I parked on campus.
Looking back, I wish I would have like lived out of the back of my Jeep.
Oh, it was.
It cost me like fucking 10
And, you
grand
know-
to go to school for 2 years just to live and eat there.
You know, my unnamed college, I won't name what college I'm living at, but at the time, you know, they have, you know, that university police department patrolling the university, so I knew I was safe. And for one, if someone was going to break into my car, they were fucking with the wrong car because I'm still in there.
You don't mess with this Prius.
Yeah, you're fucking with the wrong hombre. You know? But
It's like fucking with Knight Rider. All of a sudden, fucking Kit wakes up and be like, "Excuse me, Michael."
you know, I've got my dad's like anarchist cookbook in the front seat, so I already knew how to make like some homemade pepper spray. Like,
Disclaimer: this is not true.
For legal reasons.
for legal
This is
reasons, I
alleged.
must say no. But no, it was a hardcore experience. And you know, obviously a lot of my friends were like concerned. They're like, you know, you can crash my couch, and I'm like, pretty sure my memory foam mattress is more comfortable in the back. But
Bro, that's literally like me at Rocklahoma every year I've ever fucking been. Crashing in the back of my Civic. Like,
Hell yeah.
I love doing that shit, bro. That's what, like, but I mean, I couldn't imagine doing it for a whole ass semester at school.
Year and a half, I did that shit.
Whew. Boy,
Anytime I
See-
fall asleep in a car, I just wake up drenched in sweat.
bro, anytime
It
I
was
go to
pretty
sleep, I
hardcore.
wake up just
I mean, I think the
I
hardest
would
thing.
wake up with my fucking neck hurting or something hurts.
No,
Something
that
hurts.
memory foam
Shoulder
mattress was
every
like,
night.
mwah, you know what I mean? Like, I preferred it over people's couches because I was like, no, the car is way more comfortable. I promise. Like,
I'd be like in the back seat, buckled up, like against the window.
So anyway, there was what it was a faculty
that
event or
yeah. So there was a football game that played, and they usually like barricade off the parking lots for the university. And anyway, so I moved from that perspective parking lot because I was like, okay, they're gating this off for the game. Anyway, about I think it was like 7:45 or something. I got a phone call from Pittsburgh. Oh,
administration.
blank University State Police Department. And they were like, oh, yes, I was wondering if you could move your car because, you know, it's reserved for the games today. And I was like, oh, yes, no problem. I'm so sorry that it was parked there. My bad. And so whenever I woke up after that call, I kind of peeked out the back of my car. And I realized that there were a lot of people outside the back of my car. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, fuck. And so I like ninja crawled, got dressed in my car, crawled up to the front seat, and there was no way that no one that was surrounding that parking lot could have not seen someone walk up to their car for this car to magically fucking start and then back out and drive away. And so I drove away for a little bit, and the people actually like walked up to the car, and I rolled down my window. I was like, "Hey, are there any problems?" I said, "No, everything's fine. You know, sorry, I was parked here." And they're like, "Do you know any of these people that were parked here?" And I was like, "Nope." And I rolled up my window, and I tailed it out of that parking lot. It fucking cracked my shit up. That was probably the closest I ever got to getting caught living out of my car. Because I totally kept it incognito. I was urban ninja, you know what I mean? Like,
Urban Ninja. There's a song title for you.
There you go. Yeah.
I like it.
That's a good one.
it was a
Next song.
fun experience. So I definitely have enough experiences to write a book over it. So
Looking forward to it.
yeah, all right, I'll get on it.
Book coming soon.
Southeast Kansas Kerouac.
Freelance hippie living.
Bro.
And shout out to Toyota. Maybe they should throw us a bone.
That's what I'm saying. Toyota.
We got a lot of free publicity right here.
Thanks for the shelter for a year and a half. You know?
Just title your book like living in a Prius survival guide.
In terms of like, in terms of quick tips living out of a car, mattress is everything. Like absolutely. And then I think the thing I struggled the most with was winter. So, you know, you go to sleep. I had no problem staying warm, sleeping in like a military sleeping bag. But the next morning, waking up and having frost on both the inside and outside of your windshield was pretty difficult to deal with. You know, I'd roll out of bed, I'd go to class, and then I'd come back and I'd thaw out my car. I'd have like towels draped over my dashboard so that way it could thaw out. So, but man, I got through it. So,
Hell yeah.
about to get my bachelor's.
That's how
So,
you
Hell yeah,
build
man.
some character.
hell yeah.
What are you doing?
Puts hair on your chest.
Puts hair on your shit. Yeah,
Yo,
that's a good way to say
Put
it.
up the frequency.
Yeah, sorry, Grandma. Sorry, Mom. I don't know if you know that story, but
It happened.
Hey, that's an achievement.
And he survived.
Better than sleeping under a bridge, I guess.
Yeah.
still here. That's all I'm saying.
Builds character.
Damn right.
Puts hair on your chest.
So what
There's
else
a
we
lot of
got?
that happen, man. There's a lot of people living in tents right now in cities. There's a lot. Like unprecedented numbers. It's
I
crazy.
know.
And they're not fucking listening to metal. You know what I mean? Like,
know.
that's a fucking problem.
Well,
Like,
it's the problem. We need to find a way to pump them some Ghost in the Atlantic. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
Run them those EPs, you know? Like,
that's some uplifting shit, dude.
One of
Pretty
the
soon they'll have Priuses with mattresses. It'll
one
be
of,
great.
one of the best pieces of
Self-sustaining.
advice I've ever gotten is if you want to have people spread the word, take your CD if you have CDs or whatever, take your flyer and stuff like that, and shirts, extra shirts and stuff like that, and give them to homeless people. Because they're going to wear that shit, and they're going to be out in public all the time.
Dude.
Genius.
Right?
Yeah, that's some guerrilla marketing right there. Guerrilla marketing.
And then they're like, fuck that. That dude's wearing this band. I'm never listening to them again.
Just the machine that has marketing.
Fucking wash my windshield with a newspaper.
Fucking squeegee guy's wearing a Ghost of the Atlantic shirt. Fuck that guy.
Fucking using our shirt to wipe down your windshield. And just like, you just see our logo like slap against
We
it.
asked
You just tell them, just keep the logo on the glass.
Yeah, no. Fucking streak-free shine.
That's good shit. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just go out there with like an EOE shirt and just start.
Bro, I be wearing your shit. I be wearing that fucking tie-dye one I got from y'all. I swear
Oh
to
man,
God.
thanks.
I love that fucking shirt.
I'm telling you,
That
you
black
can,
and
you
red
can,
one,
you can
I
feel
like
good
that.
about good
Appreciate
about
it.
yourself because you're giving them some clothing.
Yeah.
And-
no, it's a solid plan. I dig it.
I used to work at that. I used to work
You
at
could
that
sleep
fucking
at night,
cabinet
you know?
factory in Cherryville. I'd be like, y'all hear Edge Over Edge? Like, bro, they're hard.
I don't know what they sound like, but this shit keeps me warm.
That's what we need to do. Fucking
This motherfucker like
Spitting.
what they a band? What the fuck are you talking about?
I thought they were a homeless shelter. Like,
Ghost in the Atlantic throw blankets.
there you go. Sleeping bags.
It was funny. Somebody posted today. I don't know if you. I think his name is Britton. He's in a band called Smoke Signals out of Arkansas. Really fucking good band.
Arkansas.
Yeah. Arkansas. Not your Kansas, Arkansas. Anyway, he was asking what do y'all do with the shirts, size the small or whatever. There's the extra shirts that you got that don't ever sell. I was like, make pillows.
Like pillowcases?
No, make pillows. Sew them up and stuff them. And
throw
you got
pillows.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Well, that's a thing.
We start throwing pillows out on stage.
Yeah, those are probably
huge.
I would
though.
say
big old pillow fight.
those are the ones that you throw them out to people. Just
Okay.
Throw them in the middle of the mosh pit.
So here's
right.
my challenge.
Get one of
for-
those like launchers. People have T-shirt launchers.
Pillow.
Here's my
some
challenge
dude in the
for the
face.
Ghost in the Atlantic. I want you guys to be like, let's open up the motherfucking pit. And then you throw out pillows and like, pillow fight! Like,
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
We should totally stop by the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, people
Pick us up some
knocking
pillows.
people's eye sockets out of place.
I tell you what, I don't know. I don't know if you really pull that off live, but that would make an amazing
Dude, that would
music
be
video.
so
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's like
Yeah.
some
Agreed.
psycho stick shit.
You heard it here first, guys.
So
You heard it here first.
You know, you just sign the check, Quentin Austin. You know,
About to get a dollar, Jared Dollar Tree and
bro.
shit.
you know,
It's just
you
Sharpie
don't have to
ghosting, like-
hurry with the payment. But
I gotta just straight up see that in super fucking slow motion.
Yeah.
Watch the
someone's
face.
getting someone's eye knocked
And then
out in the
it's
pit.
like fucking,
You're
it's like vulgar display of power.
That's exactly what I'm thinking too.
Like that knock loose video where that dude gets hit with the trash can.
Here you go.
Dude, you can get some pretty hard pillow hits though. Like, I feel like people,
bro.
like people are gonna be knocked
People are
out.
gonna leave with concussions.
So
And my
guess
girl
there's-
fucked me up with a pillow one time.
You're gonna get
Right in my fucking eye.
gonna get
on a-
sued by people with like CTE. Like,
So on a real note, like, you know, whenever we played Rocklahoma, you know, we took the whole day, the whole festival pass, and you know, I was in the heart of the Seven Dust mosh pit, and I got my ass knocked on the ground like twice.
I thought you were gonna say you got your ass grabbed twice.
It probably happened too.
Who's that girl crowd surfing out
He's not
there?
complaining
in
about
the
that
booty
one.
shorts?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that because I enjoy it. But I think the best thing about Rocklahoma was just the fucking courtesy.
Camaraderie, bro. Everybody.
oh yeah.
That's like any mosh pit.
Because as soon as I hit the fucking mud, because it was Mud Fest, my ass was up higher than I fucking hit the ground.
100%. When I went to Rocklahoma, it was anybody that got knocked down. There was like 3 or 4 people.
Right.
Bro, yeah.
I fucking flew 10
Camaraderie's dope.
feet in the air because they picked me up so fast. They fucking like, yeet, you know what I mean? Like,
It's crazy, and you guys are such good examples of this. That like people that play metal,
are the most
They're
compassionate.
they're the most
Caring
compassionate,
motherfuckers on the
caring. Yeah,
planet.
that's a great way to put it, man.
Right.
They really are, because it's like a cathartic fucking activity. It's like you're building up all your negativity and you're putting it into this art form, and it's a release of that.
Yeah,
So then it's like you're rid of it,
Right.
right? So then you can be compassionate and be with everybody.
I totally expected to be
Except for
trampled
that-
in that mosh pit.
Except
but
for that
no,
one
I flew
motherfucker.
to
Except for that one.
There's always that one motherfucker.
There's always that one guy.
I was
Crowd
fucking-
killing motherfucker.
But
I was in
You ain't
with
lying.
like 8 fully stacked, like, where's the gym type of people, like, you know what I mean? And all of them were like total bros, and they're like,
dude,
"Oh,
I know.
great job, you know.
It's like every mosh pit I've ever been in. It's like everyone's a fucking homie.
And they were
but then
so
there's
good.
there's that one asshole, and like everyone like makes sure he's not there anymore.
I thought I was that one asshole.
He's the one that gets carried out.
I remember playing a show in Joplin at the Solace, and you know there was a mosh pit going, or it was more so hardcore dancing, and so you know I kind of
That two-step on him.
Romantic hardcore
away
dancing.
from that because you know I didn't want any part of that. Well, and then all of a sudden I get that hammer fist to the side of my face.
Oh shit!
And like I just got so mad, and so I take this guy and I push him up against this pillar in the middle of the venue. But then I realized he's about 6'8" and like 270, and so I was like, "Watch it, bro."
I have a good one from Rocklahoma. I went and seen Devil Driver a few years ago at
Oh,
Rocklahoma.
that would have been a good show.
And I was out there in the mosh pit. I got shoved in the mosh pit. I didn't want to go in the mosh pit. I didn't mean to go in the mosh pit. I was wearing fucking flip flops. I had my backpack, no shirt on. I was probably tripping on something. Anyway, I fucking got pushed in there, and this guy was coming right at me. All I did was tuck my head, and I broke his fucking nose. And I was like, "Bro, I'm so sorry." It's okay, man. Then like
Shit happens in the
literally,
pit, man.
then
It happens.
like later on that day, I lost my fucking phone. Like I don't know where it went. I was tripping. I was like, "What is going on?"
What happens in the pit stays in the pit.
I was
you know
in
what I mean?
Canes
Like,
one time. I mean, I don't remember what show it was, But it was one of those times where just the pit opens up around you. Like, all of a sudden, you're in the center of the pit. And you don't know how it happened. You know? And I'm wearing contacts today, but I wear glasses. And I was wearing glasses. A stupid move. I should have been wearing contacts. But I wore glasses. And someone, like, fucking just swiped them off my face.
Oh, no.
And I had no idea where they were. And some dude, like, fucking pounded him was like, dude, I saw this happen. These are yours. I'm like, thank you, God.
See that?
It's like, people are fucking kind.
That's like what happened. That's what I was saying. Like, I lost my phone, and literally, I went back to my campsite. Somebody brought my fucking phone to my campsite and gave it to me. Because I literally, this girl I was with, she texted it, and she was like, "Hey, if you find this phone, call my number." They called her number and brought it over to my campsite. I was like, man. See, that's when I was like, man, metal people that like. In any other way, like, it doesn't matter where I was at. If I was at the mall in Tulsa, or like, doesn't matter where the fuck I was at. Nobody's gonna call my phone even if they saw that fucking shit.
Yeah.
But like at Rocklahoma, they were like, "Hey man, I'll bring it to your fucking campsite and bring it right to you."
That was something that cracked me up about Rocklahoma whenever we played it, was because we started handing out flyers because we were playing a certain campsite stage. Every fucking campsite stage we went to, they were like,
shots.
"We got Jello shots!" Like, come on, take it.
Jaeger camp.
We were fucked up by the time we hit our last campsite. Like,
It was good though, because we didn't play until like 9.
it was a great time. Like,
Yeah. That's why
People
all
are
the fucking-
generous, man. People are generally good. You
Right.
know? I mean, the focus is always on the bad actors, right? The focus is always on the people that are shitty. And there's those people out there. But generally, people are good. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And especially in the metal scene, I think.
I
People
honestly
get it.
I honestly think that they're some of the most compassionate people in the music scene.
Because they
Honestly.
understand,
I think
man,
it's-
like, we get a lot of people get that negative fucking connotation just because, like, you don't understand our music. We could be saying some crazy shit.
Why are they yelling
you sound demonic.
Well, that's just it. Most of us are misfits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Black sheep.
I just,
we got everybody's back.
I just
So
don't
I
understand.
work with a guy that he went to like a couple of Red Dirt shows, and like he was talking about how this one dude just being a giant asshole and just
I'm
talking
telling you.
shit, trying to start fights. I'm like, I've
Country
never been in a
boys.
fight at a metal show.
Like to fight,
Yeah,
boy.
I know.
Even just
Same.
like a million.
But
Right.
the amount of accounts at metal shows of like singers performing their songs, stopping in the middle of it and being like, "No, that's fucking fucked up." Like,
Yeah.
Even big guys like Slipknot.
And usually
stuff.
that's that Red Dirt guy.
Yeah.
right? And
He's out there with his chick.
They beat the shit out of him in the middle of the pit. Like,
It's funny
they'll
you
fuck you up.
you're talking about how the pit opens up and you're just like trapped in the middle.
Yeah.
You guys
It happens, man.
Have you guys seen that movie Backdraft?
yeah.
Okay, so
Been a
backdraft.
long time, but I've seen it.
A backdraft is in a fire. You'll see the flames like coming up from the door, and it's the airflow. So right
Like
before
blows the
a
door.
backdraft will happen, the air kind of sucks back in, and then if
Like
you
almost
were
like a
to
vacuum.
open the door or whatever, then all that rush of air will cause it to explode. And so when you're describing that, I'm seeing the flames licking underneath the door, and then they suck back in. It's like,
Yeah.
there you are in the middle. You're about to open the door. It's like, boom.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It really is.
Next thing you know, you're in the middle of a wall of death.
Yeah, you just look up and you're just
Here's
like,
the thing,
like,
man.
oh shit,
At
I'm in the shit
Rocklahoma,
right
when I
now.
was in the middle of those pits, you know, it was full, like everybody circling the pit before it really started to break down. And I was getting pats on the back, like, you know, like, good luck. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, just like, am I gonna die in there? Like, hey,
Yo, ask
Good luck.
it was
What?
fucking hardcore.
I'll tell you what, man. I think the roughest show, and this is not going to make any sense, but I think the roughest show I ever was when Tool's Inema came out in '96, dude. I was at the Brady Theater in Tulsa,
Bro.
and I was right up front, right in front of Justin Chancellor.
Oh, God.
I was on the rail, and dudes were trying to like get me off that spot, and so they were like throwing elbows into my sides. They were like pounding on me to like to rip me off the front row. You know,
Yeah.
it was like a fight like the whole time. It was an amazing show. Don't get me wrong. Like I love Tool,
But I
it was
loved
like a
every second of
struggle. It was like a
goddamn,
struggle
I
the
hurt
whole
after.
show.
You want me to like
man.
really
I would
fuck
love
your
to-
day up right now? 'Cause I was 1 year old when you were at that show.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. I'm an old motherfucker, but
So
So wait, you were born.
I saw
96,
Pantera on the Vulgar Display of Power tour.
Ooh.
Yeah,
The same
Yeah.
age my brother knew.
That was fucking amazing.
I bet it was.
They were the middle act. So White Zombie opened, Pantera, and then Megadeth.
Megadeth.
I felt so sorry for Megadeth.
So if we're gonna talk about, shows that I was robbed of as a child,
You weren't even born for that
My
shit.
fucking
go
dad
fuck
seen
yourself.
Pink
You weren't even born for the next one that I went and
The
saw.
worst one was like the year of like free Ozfest.
That was such a good year.
I was old enough that I fucking consciously remember that shit.
What year was
Lamb
that?
of God, Ozzy Osbourne,
man.
Slipknot.
I went to 97 Ozfest and it was the shit.
See,
This one would have been like 05 maybe.
All right,
Either or,
Wow.
my parents.
Somewhere in there. It was the first year. It was the first year that In This Moment came out.
Okay.
I mean, they were literally one of the new bands, and we missed them because we got there late.
Now check
Either-
this out.
oh man.
The year I went to Ozfest, the very first band on the there was the shit stage and then there's the big stage.
Yeah,
The very first band on the shit stage was Snot. Yeah.
Wow.
So I saw Snot. I'd never heard them. I never heard a song.
All right.
But I read the lineup because knew I was going, and I was like, those guys seem like they'd be fucking cool. I want
Yeah.
to make sure I get there in time to see them.
Right.
So I saw Snot live before,
cool. We got to see.
Liam what's his face died.
All right. We got to see Hatebreed.
Static
which was really
X.
good. Yeah, we got to see Static X.
And I'm still fucking mad about
they were
that.
on the main stage.
I'm super sad about I went to Rocklahoma when fucking Soundgarden was supposed to be playing, and I was so sad because that was the only band I really wanted to see.
Right.
Yes.
Like Devil Driver was there, and I wanted to see them, but I wanted to see Soundgarden so bad. And then Chris
Yeah.
Cornell died, and I was so.
So many of those grunge people died before I got a chance to see them.
So-
And I went the year when Linkin Park was there, and they got rained out. So the next then fucking all that other shit
that
happened.
will
I was
never
just-
happen. You'll never get to see
I
them.
was so pissed.
The only grunge
Oh, shit, so bad.
era band I ever saw was Stone Temple Pilots, and it was that year that they came out.
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they were the
Wow.
the opening act for the Butthole Surfers.
Oh wow!
So,
I love both those bands. Though.
Needless to say, I still have a lot of resentment towards my father because of that type of shit. You know what I mean?
Well, on
I
top
was
of
like, I was 6 years old. I totally could have gone to
Got to-
Ozfest. Like,
You wouldn't have remembered shit.
got to see.
I remember them going and me not going.
All right.
It may
Fair
not have been
enough,
over.
fair
I can't remember when it was. But,
See, my dad told me about when he went and saw Pink Floyd back in the fucking 80s. I was like, man, that pissed me off. I was like, you got to see Pink Floyd.
That's
You
cool.
dick.
You got a cool fucking
My,
dad. That's all I gotta say. You got
my-
a cool
He's
dad.
awesome, man.
My mom always tells me the story of like the first time she ever saw Korn before they were like huge.
Yeah.
And they came out and
yeah, they were the opening act.
Yeah, they were the
Wow.
opening act. And they started playing Chutes and Ladders. And so he came out with his fucking bagpipes and all that shit. And she said, and I quote, that you could feel the mosh behind her because she was front and center.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so on the bright side, I got to at least see Korn live at Rocklahoma. And I got to be front and center whenever they started playing Chutes and Ladders. But they also covered One by Metallica right in the middle of the Chutes and Ladders breakdown.
That's cool.
At Rocklahoma. It was fucking metal. And I was like front and center right when they
I
started
think
playing covering
the
Metallica.
loudest concert I've ever been
My
to.
parents listen to
Did you
country
go through the
western
tunnel?
only.
I think the
did go
loudest
to-
concert
I
I've
love
ever
the
been to
tunnel,
was
Dude, I was going to throw
at Kane's
elbows if I
Ballroom, Korn. I don't remember the year, but Life is Peachy just came out, and it was one of the first shows on their tour. And I like wanted to be in the mix of things, but it was so fucking loud. I had to go back to the back of the room. I was like, God, my ears were bleeding and shit. It was crazy.
See, I'm also the type that, like, if my ears are bleeding, I'm just gonna get closer to the front. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, honestly,
Get the
yeah. I
natural
mean, if you
sounds.
can get in between the speakers, it actually gets a little quiet, especially nowadays, because
Yeah.
most people don't have any fucking cabs on the stage.
Yeah,
It's like
for
all
real.
quiet and shit. But
like, the best band I've seen at Rocklahoma, like that I didn't ever listen to, was like the Offspring. I seen them up there.
Offspring,
I never really listened to them, and I seen them up there. I was like, man, you guys are fucking dope, man.
went-
It was-
you know, and it's fun because in a live situation, you can find those bands that maybe you don't listen to and don't really care for, but when you see them live, man, it changes your whole opinion. And for me, at Rockfest KC, that was Papa Roach.
Right.
I didn't give a shit.
Papa
They are
Roach.
fucking
We
amazing
went and
live.
seen them with A Day to Remember.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, Papa Roach,
Right.
whatever. But they put on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
And they were spot on. I mean, they were
dude.
great.
And Skillet, actually.
They
same
were really
way.
good too.
I was never a
So-
Skillet fan, but they played. We seen them live at Rocklahoma,
I think-
and it was incredible.
I
The
think
only
one
show
for
I
me-
think that I've seen like that is Apex Theory. Do you guys remember Apex Theory at all?
heard of them.
They, I believe they're like a bunch of Armenian guys,
Hell yeah.
but they're kind of,
I'm part Armenian.
yeah, it's kind
A
of
little bit,
the.
I swear to God.
Shoot, this was probably back early 2000s. It's probably the same time that like the System of a Down was real big and stuff like that. But they were kind of a quirky. I don't want to say progressive, but they were not your mainstream kind of band. And I was like, they're all right. Hearing them on the radio, went and saw them, and they were fucking monsters. They were awesome. I don't know.
That's
I think
why I
that some
really
bands are
wish,
like that.
System
Yeah,
of
here's
a
an
Down would try
unpopular
harder.
opinion, but to me, System of a Down has not aged well.
No, but I mean that's just
Musically.
because like if you listen to
still
any
jam
other,
their shit.
like,
I beg to differ.
I
I'm with him.
think
I'm
I
an
think they were
angsty
kind of a niche.
teenager. You're like your middle-aged, like, where's my retirement check? You know what I mean? Like,
I love their music.
I
but,
have
like,
to agree with Matt.
I mean, it was great at the time.
Yeah.
I think it
still like
depends.
it.
Like, man, you listen to their first album,
I
their
agree.
second album, Toxicity is badass front to start.
I still like
now.
Toxicity
For sure.
will
Now,
always
when
be
you get
badass.
into the stuff that's more written by Darren as opposed to Serge, you know, the more Darren heavy stuff, I don't like.
Yeah.
But the more freaky, weird, kind of progged out kind of stuff that Serge Tankian is doing,
But
I
I'll-
like it.
But I'll
See, that's
also
why I
listen
like
to
his
you know,
melodies.
like
I
Scars
love his
on.
melodies.
I'm not saying
too.
I don't like it. I'm just saying it hasn't.
Yeah.
hasn't
Hey, Matt,
Yeah,
fuck off.
I was.
No, see, that's the thing.
But you
like,
know,
Hey, count this.
but you know, I'll also
I'm number one. All right, thanks.
I'll also listen to
Edit
like
that
Scars on Broadway, which is predominantly not Serge's.
I loved every album they
I
ever
don't
put
like.
out.
I don't like that.
That's
I
just
don't
because
like
I
that stuff.
love
Well,
their
you can go
fucking,
fuck
like,
yourself, Zach. Like,
I don't like the Darren, dude. You can take the Darren out of it, and I
But-
would be happy.
You ever listen
Yeah.
to Surge's solo?
I have not.
Yeah, I dig it
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it
I'd
is.
say-
It is.
see,
because it's weird. It's like it's not
fucking weird,
It's not
mate.
mainstream.
Like,
it's like
he keeps
it's kind
that
of out of
Middle
left field a
Eastern
little
vibe
bit.
to it, though. Like he keeps that Middle
Yeah,
Eastern
yeah.
vibe to it, and that's
now
what I like. 'cause, like,
I think
grew
out
up
of
with
all
that.
of them, Spiders has aged the best. I think that song was solid in the day. I think it's solid today.
All I'm saying, as an angsty teenager, or I can't
think there's a
say
lot of them,
teenager
man.
anymore because I'm fucking old.
Yeah, you're so.
Prison song,
Yeah.
Prison's great.
All right, go.
But,
I mean that's just one of.
but as an elder Zoomer, as it would
just
be
saying.
called, you know, like
Especially if you watch them do it live because they don't look at each other and they don't play to a click. It's
But
fucking
they,
horrible.
like,
That's
for
another
real.
thing. That Ozfest I went to,
Yeah.
they were the first band on the main stage. And you know what?
I wish
and
I
that-
would have seen them.
And it sucks
We're
because I
getting deep
only
here.
caught like the last song, and it sounded horrible because
Son
I
of a bitch.
watched Snot, and then after them was Incubus, and I was really hard into Incubus right then because it was still Science era.
Yeah.
Like they had just ditched their DJ and got the DJ they have now.
Yeah.
But they were still not playing the make
That
yourself
stuff.
album
See,
stuff.
I'm serious. Like I got a cover that I'm trying to make right now. I'm trying to edit the vocals because I suck at singing. But
Hey,
I got the whole fucking like.
Auto-tune,
I got
baby.
Drive. I got Stellar. I'm trying to recover.
Yeah, dude.
I love Incubus. That's my
I-
fucking shit.
My
love
Right on.
his
I love it
lyrics.
too.
yeah, they're
I love the
beautiful.
early Incubus. Like the stuff now is a little too like on the emo side of
I
things
don't really
for
listen
me.
to their new stuff.
Right.
All their old stuff. I love it.
But man, the
I think
Fungus Among Us,
Hey,
dude, Science. What's the one in between the EP that they Enjoy Incubus? Is the
Yeah.
name of the album.
I love it.
Yeah, all that stuff.
I think one of mine was one of my biggest regrets of one of the rock fests that I went to. I can't even remember the date, but I went with my ex-girlfriend, or my girlfriend at the time, and I really wanted to see Volbeat for the first time live.
They're good for like 2 songs.
No. So here's the thing. Whenever I saw them, they had the same sound as their album, but the power of a live show.
Yeah.
So I had a great time. I had a fucking great time. But that being said, like
That is another band that has not aged well.
But I'm telling you,
Because there's
right,
no growth.
right at the last song was the one that I wanted to hear, and my girlfriend wanted to go see Shinedown right before they closed. And right when she pulled me away was like Still Counting by Volbeat. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's the fucking shit. Like, that's the fucking metal.
See, I'll just remember though, like, because when we all three went to see Born of Osiris and Spite, I remember when we went
so
there, like, I seen so
fucking
many concerts, and I was just like, man, when we went to that shit, we were sitting out there, like, we bought our VIP tickets and shit, and we heard them practicing and whatever. Dude, I remember the first song they were practicing, I was just like, whoa.
We had to
That shit,
fucking-
we could hear it out of the, like, in the front of the building. Like, we weren't even in the main venue yet. I was just like, man, I cannot
hearing
wait
the
to
sound
hear
check
the
and shit,
motherfuckers
maybe. Yeah.
come on.
We got to
bro. They were
fucking eat pizza
stupid
with them
crazy.
too after the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
We were at the Granada
I was just like,
in Lawrence. And
The
like,
Granada is a great venue. Is that not a
fucking
great
is.
venue?
I
It
fucking
is
love
big-
Granada.
yeah, I love
Dude,
it.
later this month I'm going to see Devin Townsend. And
Hey.
are you guys into Haken at all? You know Haken?
No, but I
You should look
Dude,
them up. They're fucking
Jared, I
metal
think
as
you'll
shit.
like them.
Yeah.
Check out Haken.
Haken. Hakken.
Just one K.
Haken.
Yeah.
They're from I think they're from England. I think they're from around London. But
Really?
they are just consummate musicians, like the
Yeah.
baddest pound for pound musicians. It's total prog.
I mean,
it's
Devin
like
Townsend.
it's like if Dream Theater was actually listenable. like that's what it is, dude. It's like,
But
it's
also,
really
There's a
good.
couple of Dream Theater songs.
Yeah,
that
that's I like
Alright.
some songs, but
I respect the hell out of them. but-
exactly.
That's the consensus around this table for the last
Orchestral
4
metal.
episodes.
But Haken is like it's that technical, but you'll love it.
Yeah.
It's,
also-
it's awesome.
But also Wyatt, with you being a real pop punk fan, you should also look up Trash Boat
Trash Bell, I haven't heard them.
from England. I went and saw them at Warp Tour, which was like the last Warp Tour that they did in Kansas City.
I almost went to that.
I went
went
to
to
the
that
last
too,
one,
but I
so
didn't see them.
I'm kind of a
regret
big
not
deal.
going.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I went to that shit too. I just don't remember them.
no shit.
No, it was the year before that. It was
Well,
Yellow
well,
Card.
I mean, if
Yellow
they're called
Card was
Trash
there.
Band,
What
they're
broke
not gonna
my
be at
heart
that
was
late in the day. You know
what
I'm
broke
saying?
my heart was also like Wage War was at that Warp Tour, and I did not see them. I
What year
think-
was that?
I sent you a wage war.
like last
It was
year.
great, dude.
Like last year.
You have the double black.
What broke my heart was like
The cough.
after the fact that I had
That's the
learned that they
greatest
were at there.
black ever.
I swear to God,
Fucking
I
river.
walked right past their set
Damn.
and like
no.
fucking loved what they
Need to actually,
played.
See,
Mixed
But the
it.
girlfriend kept wanting to go
finish it.
see like this
no.
band.
I saw Yellow Card at their last show at the Warp Tour in the Bonner Springs. It was dope. I mean, like, Yellow Card just brought back memories from like middle school. I was just like, man, I like Yellow Card back in the day, man. But like, I saw 303 there too. I was like,
Oh my God!
was
I
like,
saw 303 at that Warp Tour.
Tell your boy.
One of the
hey,
so 303 was one of the best live shows
Bro,
I've
they're
ever
dope.
fucking seen.
They were
Like
dope.
it was so fucking
for
good.
sure.
Never trust a hoe. I was all in.
That speaks
like,
volumes.
it
Does
really
it?
does.
Does it?
I told the girlfriend, I was like, look at me, never trust a hoe. Like,
Bro, I lost
I
my
felt that
favorite
in my
hat in that
soul.
mosh pit.
Jumping back to this question started with what the loudest concert you've ever been to.
Oh,
right?
dude, I don't know where we started.
That's kind of where we started. You were talking about the Canes, and I agree.
So fucking
The Canes is probably
At this point, I'm drunk, so I don't know what we're talking about anymore. I don't know.
So I saw Anthrax.
Cheers.
At the Canes, and it was when they had John Bush.
Bro.
Okay, so
I wasn't
it was
even
when they
born,
were really
but
good.
I was mad.
Yeah,
You know
dude,
what I mean?
John Bush is the best Anthrax, in my opinion.
Now, as far as the band goes,
That might be controversial, I don't
That
know.
was the loudest, but their opening act was Fight.
Oh.
Which was Rob Halford's first side band after Judas
Right.
Priest. And while the music of Anthrax was louder, that fucker's scream was so loud. But it was amazing.
Fucking dogs were howling like 20 miles away.
Painkillers still to this
Dude,
day.
I used to be.
Well, and that was great because, it's Rob Halford.
Right?
It doesn't matter what band he's in. They're going to cover some Priest before it's over. And it was Painkiller. Yeah.
Dude, Priest and like Iron Maiden, those were like huge into me getting into guitar. Actually, it was Kiss,
Kiss,
but
yeah.
like to progress.
No shit, kids.
It was
Really?
Yeah.
Kiss is a start for a lot of people.
Man, I remember
here's
That's
the
something
thing.
I never
Here's the thing.
understand.
They're on their last
If
tour
I-
this year,
And
too.
please enlighten. I want you.
okay.
I want you to explain it
If
to me,
I
dude. What
listen-
is it about Kiss, and what is it about like the Rolling Stones? People mention those bands.
If
They're
I
wild,
if
they're off
I
the
listen
wall.
to Kiss, I'm like
the wall.
110% into the disco era. Like I was made for loving you, baby. Yo,
swear to
don't
God,
talk
shit,
shit. I have it
Tommy
on
Girl for
vinyl.
me.
Jared, what do you like
Sure,
about
Dad,
Kiss,
they're
man?
Like,
Well, I not so much anymore. Like I still like respect that they're the ones that got me into it. But
Right.
But anymore, I don't listen to them. But I remember.
No, I definitely have bands like that too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Image, theatrics.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got started, I was like 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember walking in the living room one day and my dad's watching a live Kiss concert and I was just like, that is cool as hell. And I was like,
All right, that makes a
want the-
lot of sense. You said
You
you're
know
like
what?
7 years old. That makes a ton of sense to me. Yeah.
and
All right.
it's that one image. It's that fucking iconic image. Gene Simmons up there playing bass, and next
Yeah.
thing you know, he's going,
Floppy ass tongue, bro.
yeah.
and fucking blood's coming
Well,
out of his
that's
mouth. You're like,
Right.
oh.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it was. Because I was
Okay.
7.
Yeah. That's the weakest ass music in the history of the world, but it's like,
I just
metal.
remember it's like, dude, this music has nothing to do with the image. It's like this music is some bubblegum
Switzerland
pop,
going,
like stuff I don't even care about.
That
You
was
would never
the
believe
moment.
it, though. Like,
That was
I actually went and saw him live.
really.
I've seen
how,
Kiss.
how are they
Right on.
live?
How
are they live?
Spot on.
Really?
This was without makeup, so this was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well-
So showing my age again, it was Kiss, Faster Pussycat, which they were the ones I was there for. They were fucking awesome. I fucking love Faster Pussycat.
Dude, that's a band I forgot about.
And the opening band was a brand new band. Song just hit the radio. Slaughter.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's back in the day.
that was back when he could actually fucking sing.
Yeah.
Fly to the Angels, man.
Right.
It was fucking cool.
Which we didn't see. That's a band we saw at Rocklahoma.
But of course, at that time, their first single that they ever put out was Up All Night.
Up All Night, yeah.
So
I remember that.
I remember hearing it
I was
on
into
the
that
radio
stuff
the
hard
first time.
back in that's my middle school era days.
Yeah.
You ever
Yeah.
heard of? You ever heard of Yanni?
Oh
Yeah.
That was like literally my dad fucking
This
used
took
to
a left
love
turn.
Yanni, bro. And that was my introduction to
Fucking
music,
Speaking of
bro.
left turns.
Like,
Yeah.
I fucking loved Yanni.
Like
actually,
Yanni, maybe some Kenny G or some shit.
Bro,
like
no,
that, too.
Yanni, bro. He was such
Okay.
a fucking musician,
I remember at my
I fucking-
grandma's house.
I'm not dissing
Going
the
through-
musicianship of Yanni. Like he's
dude. Fucking
Man,
yeah.
Who was
that fucking
Zamfir?
orchestra was
The
beautiful.
fucking pan flute, dude.
I'm not
no
even
one
kidding,
disses
though,
pan
bro.
flute. Like,
I just
no one
love
disses
that
pan
fucking
flute.
beautiful music.
I remember going to my grandma's house and being so bored, and I searched through her CDs of And then this Yanni came up, and I was like, "The hell is this?" And I put it in, and for some reason, I was mesmerized.
We fucking connected on this shit. Me and Jared connected on this shit one night. Like, fucking
I
Yanni
understand, dude. I'm with you. I understand.
But
it.
like, Kiss is what's got it all started for me. Anyways, I seen it, and it was they're up there dressed like they're aliens or in spacesuits or whatever.
I get the image of it. Yeah,
well, I mean, if you ever want business advice for a band, that's the goal.
Oh yeah.
Sell a Kiss coffin.
And actually, I that year for Christmas,
merchandising.
my mom brought home this JCPenney catalog,
Perfect.
and
We'll do fine.
she said, well, "Look through it. If there's anything you think's cool, let me know." And so I was searching through it, and they had guitars in there, and I was like, "Oh!" And they had a 3/4 harmony piece of crap guitar in there.
Didn't have the
with
speaker in it.
It didn't have the speaker. It was a step
Those were
above
the
those.
shit, man.
And I remember taking a Sharpie and circling it about 50 times and writing please, 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 please all over the page. And so I got it. And after I kind of got the hang of it, I went straight to learn, all the Kiss songs. And, I bought all, the DVD sets for them playing live. And as soon as they took off their makeup, I was done.
That's
I will say
play
this, dude.
guitar.
It is absolutely great that there are bands like that. And for me, it was like the grunge era bands like Alice in Chains and Nirvana and stuff like that. Because you can totally, as a beginner, you can pick up a guitar and you can learn how to play those songs. And it just feeds the beast and it gets you further into it.
Exactly.
It's like, whoa, I can these songs are on the radio and I can play them.
Yeah.
That gets you hooked. You know? So...
Well,
I'm sitting here. We started this
I
conversation
know.
out with me shitting on
Right,
Kiss,
and
but
that's a great point.
I take it back, dude.
Yeah.
Like that got you into guitar. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's freaking amazing.
I just think if fucking Dream Theater was
the first thing you heard,
was the bottom,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you'd be like, I can never do this. I'm never touching a guitar.
Yeah.
Spotify would have like 5 bands on it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I remember,
Hey, can it be the best one? Just saying.
See,
I remember one of the
that's
first heavy ones was Dig by Mudvayne.
Yeah.
Oh my
That-
God.
That's still the best album,
see, I like
hands down.
Death
Incubus.
Blooms. Holy shit.
The face
LD
paint. I think
LD
it's just the face paint. and
Right?
shit. They looked fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Dude,
I like their second album a lot.
I think-
sorry.
Yeah, I do too.
I liked
but
it a lot.
I think
I
what
love
cracks me
every
up
song on the first
was
Right.
the meme going around. It was like the most metal fucking breakdown, and it was Dig. It was like, it cracked my shit up. Like, but honestly,
That was freaking great.
the first Mudvayne song I heard was Not Falling. And it
From
was
the
because
movie.
of Ghost Ship, and which cracks me up because I always think of Ghost Ship when I hear your guys' name.
that's
Hell
fun.
yeah.
And I thought that was some of the most metal shit I've ever heard.
Did you know though they found that ship in the Pacific?
No shit.
No, I'm lying. It was in the Atlantic, Bering Strait.
Ghost in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Apparition in the
Throwback
Pacific.
to what Jared said.
Apparition in the Pacific.
It's a
New
sequel
side
band.
project announced. You know what I mean? Like,
Shit, I'm starting that shit up now, dude. We're gonna tour together.
Everybody's gonna switch instruments.
It's funny because
Dibs
like
on bass.
He's gonna sing. You're
dibs on
playing bass.
vocals, and you're gonna teach me. Like,
see, Jared's over here talking about like how Kiss inspired him to start playing guitar, and I literally started playing. My dad was like, he's like, "Hey, you wanna play guitar?" I was like, "Yeah, I'd like to play guitar." And he bought me one of them Esteban guitars off of like
yeah, dude, Esteban.
Yeah, he bought me
Yes.
an Esteban guitar. He bought me a little acoustic, and I still got that thing. I swear, I still be playing it. It's my only acoustic.
Right
But
on.
like, he got me that thing, and I just learned off the videos. And like after that, I started teaching guitar lessons to people when I was like in 7th grade, like young ass kid, and I went and bought my first Squier Stratocaster with that.
Right on.
And like, then I was in about like 8th grade when I started really getting hard into it, and then I like moved from New Mexico to here, and like I really just got into the skateboarding thing, but like I still kept playing the music and stuff. Like, I really liked a lot of the fucking metal and shit. And, like, our drummer, I sold him my Squier Stratocaster that I bought from teaching lessons. I went and bought me a fucking Les Paul. I started playing that shit.
Squier Strat was the first guitar I ever owned. Well, all right. There's that.
Sir,
There's
you're
that
Going
too.
down.
turn it down, sir.
Tell him.
I got my start playing drums when I was in. I think I started when I was in 5th grade, and then my dad. He's a sheriff back home.
You playing some Esteban, motherfucker?
I can play some
Desperado.
Esteban right here, man.
His Desperado. Don't let him lie to you. I know the movie reference.
You ever listen to what are they called? God damn it, the Gypsy Kings. They're like a
Yeah.
Spanish guitar kind of. They're just amazing though. They do some technical stuff.
Antonio Banderas, motherfucker.
Corazon. Every
Quentin Tarantino
every
made
song
an
in
appearance in that movie.
every
and I
song
just
in
want it to be
Spanish
known
says
that I
"Mi
was named
corazón"
after that man.
at some point.
But I also
my
want it
heart.
to be known. I also want it to be known that with the Harvey Weinstein shit, I get scared every day that Quentin Tarantino.
Is next.
There's a fucking court case waiting for Quentin Tarantino, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to live in the shadows. Like,
Nah, man.
Embrace your middle name.
Down, they ain't gonna sell him
that's
out.
what I'll do. I'll
He
just
put
go
that
buy
shit
Lestat from the.
I am totally ripping off. I don't know, ripping off, but I'm reiterating what Mr. Joe Rogan says on his podcast on a regular basis. But
There's a frozen one.
dude, Quentin Tarantino, if someone
The boss had him
started doing
those
movies
are
like
so
that
fucking
today in woke culture,
Those Voodoo Rangers.
they would never get away with it.
Exactly.
They
not.
would never get away with that shit.
No, and he's still doing it. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
dude, it's so great. It's so great that we have someone making movies like that.
Jared,
It's
you'll
amazing.
You'll like those Voodoo Rangers.
Well, I mean, how do you make a real movie nowadays without
I've honestly never had a PBR.
without pissing somebody off?
No, you got it. You can't do anything without pissing somebody off. You
Right.
can't do it. I'm sure that we've pissed off probably like half the people that are ever going to listen to this podcast. They're probably pissed at us right now. I don't know why. Probably because I said that I don't like Kiss. Probably. I don't know why, dude, but they're pissed at me. I'm sure.
I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope we piss some people off.
No, here's the thing,
If
man.
people
let's do
aren't
it.
pissed off, they aren't living.
So this,
Right.
this is the first podcast.
If they can't be happy, then they should be pissed
This
off.
is the first podcast that
That's
I've
kind of the
said-
only other alternative. I guess they could be sad. They could be sad. There's three choices.
Sad is just another iteration of pissed off.
It's just a matter of like degrees, right?
So this was the first podcast that I ever sit in on, and I was so
And we're
scared.
already regretting it.
I was so scared that I was gonna say something that totally wasn't PC, and I was like, at the end of the day, who fucking cares? Like, awesome.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
You're about to
I don't
find
know,
out.
dude.
I'm gonna find out.
10 years from now,
Does
I might
Quentin
look back
keep
on
his
this.
job? Next episode, find out.
10 years from now, I might
Quentin's
look back
fired.
on this and be like, I can't believe I said that. Oh my god! But that's part
Sorry,
of,
guys. I apologize for everything I said.
Well, yeah, that's part of being
on the podcast.
That's part of being
next
a human,
controversy.
dude. Like 10 years from now, you're gonna be a different person. You know what they say? Like your cells, like
Every 7 years.
every 7 years, yeah, like
years, yeah.
every cell in your body has been regenerated or
you know,
something. You're a
7
totally
years
different
from
person.
now-
So.
7 years from now, it was just a prank. That's all I'm saying.
Just a prank, bro. Take
This is a joke, bro.
Take the Jake Paul route. Just a prank, bro.
It's a filthy prank, you know.
10 years in the future, 20, 30, maybe I'm fucking gay. I don't know. I was like, I can't believe I was straight back in 2020.
Don't say that.
More power to you, bro.
I'm sucking dick for money.
Say what? Huh? Who said what, huh?
Grandma, I'm sorry.
Grandma, he's sorry.
Sorry, the economy dried up. I don't know what to do.
How I make
gotta
my
do what
money
you
is
gotta
no
do.
one's business.
Right.
How else do you expect me to buy gear? Damn it!
Yes, exactly.
You think this thing wall is gonna buy itself? Like,
Dad hats. That's how you're gonna.
Dad hat.
That's how you're gonna pay for it.
okay, so speaking of EOE merch,
Yeah. Hell
we
yeah.
have EOE
we totally weren't
patches
speaking
now.
of that.
No.
I have been pissing and moaning because we have snapbacks, but we don't have dad hats. And
What
I'm
the
like, I
fuck,
only
man?
wear fucking dad hats. So
Dad hat.
You know, every few years you gotta switch from snapbacks
You
to
hear
fit
that?
into fucking dad caps.
you hear that, Dad?
It's like in a couple of years you're gonna have to do edge over edge bell bottoms.
What is it?
For real.
What is a dad cap, dude? Why am I out of the loop on this?
that's right.
What is
Just
it?
your basic
Got 'em.
fucking
Just
your
a
hat.
very
Your
flimsy-
basic fucking hat.
Yeah.
Just a normal hat.
That's a dad hat.
The new. That's the new trend. for
Curve
it.
build, just regular ass hat.
Dad hat.
Fucking Mac Miller ass hat.
How is that different from a snapback?
It's not snapback. It's a slide back.
Slide back.
Slide that bitch
So
over.
it's just literally all I
Nah,
want
I
is a
literally-
fucking flat black
like snapbacks.
EOE logo right here. That's
Like-
all I want.
Like snapbacks have like the like the 5 panel where like the trucker style usually.
Oh, all right, I gotcha.
Yeah, like-
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like the curve build.
Get with the
I guess I like the dad
Boomer.
hat. I didn't know that was the name
Well,
for it.
it's really
but,
not. It's kind of more of a meme
It's
thing.
kind of
Get with
Okay.
the times, boomer.
I know, dude.
Okay, boomer.
Dude, we were about to all go.
I
to
know
the
I'm
show
old and
one
shit, but
time,
I'm
bro.
still Gen X. Like, and I'm on the youngest edge of Gen X too.
We were about to.
We're about
go
to
the
bury
show,
this
bro.
kid.
So I am the elder. I'm the elder Zoomer. I'm like first generation Gen Z. So I'm elder Zoomer.
Especially
And
not
I-
like in the middle of the floor. Like
See, that's what I
Fortnite
feel like.
dancing.
But like, nah.
Don't tempt me. I can fly.
This is- like, we were about to go to the
floss
show
right here,
one
right
time.
now.
Either one of you guys have the picture.
I don't. Probably on Facebook.
What's the picture?
We were about to go to this show one
fuck,
time.
hold on.
I'll try to find it. But like,
So, like, I was rummaging through my closet trying to find an outfit to go to this Born of Osiris show. Because all I have is work clothes. But, I find this, like, denim button-up, like, short sleeve. And so I was like, why do I have this? And then I find these, like, carpenter shorts.
Was it in our band?
Sounds like something Jay Leno would wear.
Yeah.
Sounds like something.
And so,
sounds
like,
like something
I put
would
it on,
wear.
and, like, it's, like, the total dad outfit. I had tube socks on, and like, I was like, guys,
I love it. I love
it
it.
would be so great if we all showed up to this metal show as dads.
We gonna get big
And then I sent it
Everybody
to
needs
these
sandals, you know.
Guys, I sent it to
Yes.
these guys, and I was like, man,
Wear
I don't know.
sliders with socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
New
man,
Balances and knee socks.
Yes.
New
He's
Balances.
like,
New Balance is stained green from mowing the fucking
Oh,
lawn.
Oh.
Tell them.
Holla.
I was like, man, I don't know. I was like, dude, it'll be funny as hell. And he goes, man, we're going to get made fun of.
I don't want to get bullied, man. Dude, you gotta find that picture. That shit was funny.
That's some
I can't
good
remember if
shit.
it was just
And
us
then I-
three or
My phone just died on me
It was on.
last night, or
I
else
can't
I'd have
find
it
it.
on my phone. But
Dude,
I think
so
the-
fucking funny.
So being a supervisor cracks my shit up because all of my associates, they literally refer to me as freight dad because I have to treat them like they're my kids. And so
Freight dad. Where
any
you work at?
Home Depot.
Okay.
So anytime that I jump their ass,
It's like this
I
dude's a
always
train
finish the
engineer or
argument.
something.
I'm like, don't argue with your father. Like,
Everything.
and they don't challenge it. And that's what,
Attention, children. Attention, children.
Do what I do, not what I say.
and I've literally used that at work. And that's the best fucking thing.
Really? Because that was totally wrong. It's do what I say, not what I do.
Either way. Pat. Sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Killing brain cells since
the other way to live your life.
1736 or whatever
But
it is.
either way, like, the thing that cracks
I
me
totally fucked that up and saved it.
up is that,
Conversation.
you know, I'll be like,
Love it.
I'll be knee deep into an argument, and then I'll just hit them with the "don't argue with your father," and then they'll just shut the fuck up. Man, that's the best thing.
What are they gonna say?
They're going to listen to this and they're going to be
Okay,
like,
daddy.
oh, that motherfucker's going down.
Yeah.
Get hit with an OK
You're about
Daddy,
to
I'm
get
like,
hit.
All right, we'll slow
About to
down.
get hit with
Don't
a
kink shame.
mutiny.
Kink shaming is my kink.
Mutiny on the bounty's what it's all about.
Oh my god.
we were just talking about that.
Yeah, dude. I love some Beastie Boys. Yeah, maybe showing my age
That's
a
the
little
one
bit.
that we
That's all
wanted to
right.
cover. Huh? That's the one that we wanted to cover.
Most still.
Get him ramen and steal it.
Get some Rob Zombie going.
40
Get you a Rob Zombie
I've
cover.
got my dad's old Rob Zombie CD. I've got a white Zombie CD in my car.
Dude, I remember when I seen Rob Zombie at Rocklahoma, and that was probably the fucking hardest.
Didn't he have like
was fucking
strippers
crazy.
like
Nah.
on stage?
Well, fuck, I don't remember. I was fucking tripping balls. I don't remember.
I don't know,
shit.
Well, you better fucking remember.
I
I just
think
remember being in the tunnel and this motherfucker's out here looking like a zombie. I'm like, what's up, Rob?
dude,
Like, I don't know, bro.
I
What the
think
fuck?
your band and our band, I think we need to get some fucking strippers.
Dude, we need to get
That
some
needs to
fucking
happen.
collabs.
No,
is what
not
we
even
need to
strippers.
do.
Maybe not even strippers, dude. But I think that we need some
Single
dancers.
moms.
I think that we need in mom jeans.
Hey,
In the
baby
mom
mama.
jeans. Yeah.
Baby mama.
It's a good way to get chips. I'm
So
just
here's
saying.
the thing. I know both. I know single moms, and I do know strippers. So
I got a baby
Those
mama
groups
that thinks
are-
she's a single mama.
Those groups are not mutually
Wait,
exclusive.
don't put that on the
either.
video.
fix it in post. Fix it in post. This is code word.
Delete.
If we need to cut any time, I know where we're gonna cut it.
All right. Yeah.
We've all had a few PBRs.
Oh my goodness.
It's all right.
What says you're talking about strippers?
What was the, what happened to the last
What are we talking
show?
about strippers?
What did I say to her? She was like,
Hey, we
She's
never
like,
said
"I'm
they
in
were
the
female
band."
strippers.
I was like, nigga, you just play the
we're
fucking
talking-
guitar player.
Talking about some
2020.
Chippendale shit,
Oh
right?
yeah, you can't say that.
Whoa.
My bad.
Back it down,
Hey,
Alan.
James.
Like,
Hey,
shit.
What's up, James?
I think we just missed something.
I got my black card. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh
You get your pass.
Never mind. Cut this out.
Yeah, Shay gave us all one.
You get your pass, brother.
You're actually gonna have to
Shay.
work on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and edit the shit out of this audio, aren't I?
Zach, if you need any help,
Weird. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to edit
No,
the
man.
shit out of it.
I'm sorry.
You are working hard on your craft, on your music, and I will not fuck that up, dude. I
Yes,
will.
sir.
This is on me.
Me
It's all right.
I think this would be a good time to find a good wrapping up point and turn the shit off, and then we can drink and talk all the shit we want.
Oops.
I'm having so much fun. I almost don't want to hit the stop button.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Just let Jared talk.
Bill O'Reilly said, "Fuck it, we'll do it live." So.
All right, that's probably a good point though. All right, let us know where people could find Ghost of the Atlantic online.
You can find us on Facebook. I believe we got a Twitter, Instagram,
Snapchat.
and then also
We got Snapchat.
if you want to.
You want a Snapchat?
Oh yeah, we do have a Snapchat. It's at Ghost Atlantic. Is it?
It's the full name. It's Ghost in the Atlantic.
Is it Ghost?
isn't it?
One word.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's
All I
the
know is that
it's
yours
Ghost in the
all-
Atlantic. One
Ghost in
word.
the Atlantic was taken, so they took Ghost on the Atlantic.
No.
I believe the Ghost in the Atlantic was too
Ghost
long.
up the
I'm pretty sure
Atlantic.
it's Ghost Atlantic.
Let me check.
Goes to
Yeah,
Atlantic.
you
All
check,
right.
Alan. You check.
Because I be talking out my ass sometimes.
In
I
our
need to
website.
fucking just get on the phone.
And then also you can visit our website at www.ghostintheatlantic.com. We have a
Wait, what?
We have the world's longest
what?
URL.
yeah. and
I thought I was just checking on that.
Ghost of the Atlantic, born in 1977.
That's what she said.
Wait, did I tell y'all my name yet?
/ Just kidding. Ate all your cookies. Or made cookies by eating them.
What's your name? Vanilla Ice.
Duh.
Aladdin.
Oh, that is my middle name.
Vanilla cream, Alan.
That is my middle name.
Goes to the Atlantic.
No, that's ghostintheatlantic.com.
He's Persian spice.
We're talking about our Snapchat.
Persian spy.
My buddy Joe calls me the Persian princess.
All right, Jared, you're vanilla cream. Vanilla cream.
They called me White Chocolate back when I was playing basketball in high school.
White chocolate.
You
White
had
chocolate.
friends to call you that? Like,
No, I didn't. They never called me that at all. But I did have an exchange student from Brazil always called me Lion King because my last name is Lion.
Hell yeah.
And-
Man,
And then another kid called me Flying Lion. So
yeah.
there
man,
we
high
go.
school, everybody picked on me until baseball season.
Hey,
Baseball season rolled around, they're like, yeah, this kid's cool as hell. And then after that, they're like,
This kid can hit a ball with a stick.
All right, yeah. So we haven't touched on baseball. I'm
Now
a
you can
baseball
throw
fan.
it.
What'd you play?
I played mostly pitcher, catcher, and then
They call that a switch.
I did
It's
both.
fucking 2020. You cannot say the G word.
Uh-oh.
Wyatt.
Homosexual. I mostly pitched and caught. And then,
please edit that out. Please.
Oh my goodness.
I think the last hour is probably going to take that down.
we'll just cut it off.
It's
when we
all
play the song.
Sting, dude. You guys are all screwed.
Fucking rambling.
We,
Hey, the album's coming out in case you want litigation.
What?
so yeah, I played. If I wasn't pitching and catching, I usually played short or center field because I just told my coach, I was like, I'm bored. Put me out in the outfield.
That's a ADHD shit.
You know what, dude?
First base.
As musicians.
Here's like you played soccer, right? You say you played soccer. When I was a little kid, like we had rec leagues. I grew up in California. Well, I didn't grow up until I was 13. I lived in California
Where
in the Los Angeles area. Okay,
I lived in Irvine. That's where I grew
right
up.
on. All right,
That's
I
my-
lived in the valley.
Yeah.
I lived in Sun Valley,
Ventura and shit.
Sun Valley, Burbank.
Okay.
That's where I live.
Hell yeah.
So I was in a soccer league and shit, and the coach, the first day of practice, coach says, "Who can name a position in soccer?" I was like, "Oh, goalie." And they said, "All right, you're the goalie."
Hey.
I'm like, "No, I didn't say." No, I was the goalie the whole season. So I got to sit there. I got to sit there and watch everybody else play
Have fun.
while I just like sat there and it sucked.
Well, I mean, your team was good.
What cracks
Well,
me
I
up?
guess I don't know.
See,
Maybe
I
just
played
kids.
goalie for a team that sucked.
Maybe just kids
out there
suck.
jumping
Dude.
around,
You know,
fucking
Alan,
flopping.
I'm right there with you. You know, third grade, fourth grade, I was the fucking goalie
Yeah.
of our grade
High
school
school
team. Listen,
You were that good, huh?
they held me back. I was so good.
It's like that fucking scene from
I was
Big
also
Lovers.
goalie, and I took so much pride in goalie. I was like, they won't score because of me.
Yeah, that's how you gotta think of it.
I mean, seriously. I mean, it's like,
I was just like, I
am
want to
the
be the
gatekeeper.
I wanted to be the dude kicking the goals. Like I was
See,
pissed.
I started off playing hockey, and I fucking love hockey.
That's hardcore.
I literally, that was the first thing I started playing when I grew up. I watched the Mighty Ducks, and I was just like, yes, I fucking love hockey.
Yeah.
And like,
Emilio
Ducks was-
Estevez.
and growing up,
My
like,
kiss.
but like growing up in like Irvine, like they had a big old like Wayne Gretzky hockey center going on there, and you could like go in there like couple $100, you could buy all the pads and all that shit. And like I was in there hard. That was my thing, like growing
Nice.
up until
Man.
like about 04, and then I moved to New Mexico, started playing soccer. That was the thing.
I'm strictly a baseball and football guy.
Nerd.
And, no, it's so yeah.
He was out there throwing them sweeps down while he was playing fucking baseball.
Yeah, but when
Tell me your story about when you tried out for that minor league team in football.
oh no,
Oh shit!
I got in a wood bat league and
No, your kicker story.
oh okay, different story. Yeah, so you know the XFL, AAF, they came around and they were like, yo, we're looking for people, and I was a pretty good kicker, you know,
All right.
high school.
Hell yeah!
That was all right, you know. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and attempt to try out. It was mainly used as to help me get into shape, but you know I was going to do it anyways. So I went out, bought a bunch
I
of balls.
dig it, man. Good for you.
Yeah, and I bought a bunch of balls, bought this fancy tee, and you know got a stopwatch because I was going.
Wait, there's fancy tees, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like this. It's got
There's-
like 3 legs,
there's more
and
than
then
one.
like an arm that extends out.
Not the one you just.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I was
Okay.
gonna say there's more than one T.
I'm just like Ray
I thought you
Finkel. The laces were out. The laces were out.
And so so
Finkel
like,
is Einhorn.
I bought
Einhorn
these,
is Finkel.
I bought these ankle weights, and I wore them around for like 2 weeks straight. And like I was getting into it, you know.
That's
so I go out
hardcore, dude.
and I go out to my football field, and I start, you know, doing like some sprints and, you know, getting stretched out and stuff. And so like, get ready, set up, go. And I'm starting at like 20-yard line, going to kick the field goal. And so I kick one, and it goes wide left. And I was like, what the heck? And so like the next one, I was like, you know, really got to focus. Go up there, kick it, tore my groin.
Oh. And it hurts so bad.
Man, it was not pleasant. And so I was like, well, my career is
for
over.
like a month.
Dude, our drummer is like a fantastic soccer goalie. Like he's like one of the best around.
Really?
Like yeah, dude. He tried out for the Kansas City Sporting.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he's next level for sure.
Man,
Shay, I mean, bro, like
that's cool. I didn't know that about him.
he goes hard. We played together in high school. He played in college too. Like that dude Shay, he goes hard. He's like one of the most like athletic people I know.
Dude, it
That's
takes
why-
a lot of fucking talent to play soccer because that is some serious cardio.
Right.
You are sprinting for 90 minutes.
Okay.
And
But
it's like
I swear to God,
sprinting.
I'd play forward and I was like up in front, and he'd be in the goal, and he was probably playing harder than I was, bro. Like he's so
Wow.
good.
But
he's
also,
impressive.
like, you know, whenever I went to senior trip for my high school,
Yeah.
you know, bullshit or whatever, you know, we went to a Sporting KC show.
Dude.
My biggest complaint with fucking soccer is that as soon as they fucking nick another player, they're like,
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know.
I understand that.
It's like
NBA
the
is the same.
NBA
it's
is the same way now,
exactly.
yeah.
It's like the world is ending
I
for the
know
sake
that.
of stopping the
Yeah.
clock.
See, that's why, like, when I played
Football.
soccer, I always just tried to keep going. I didn't want to be the
I
one
got
of
a
those
soccer
guys.
ball to the gut
I went
when I was
before
like
the.
6 years
Do you
old,
remember
you
before
know?
the Sporting was the Sporting? They were the Wizards.
Yeah.
You-
The
yeah.
Wizards?
I used
Yeah,
to
they
go
were
to
the
them
KC
games.
Wizards, dude.
They were so good.
I went to like a couple Wizards games, and that was the most fun sporting event I've ever attended in my life.
They really are.
I think
They're
I think
so
every sport should be prison rules.
hey.
But with
It's
that,
like everything is Aussie rules.
so, you know,
Like we got
That's the
we
same
play-
fucking thing.
Aussie
How do you
rules,
think
yeah.
that country was made?
I know.
Tell them prisoners.
but you know, with that Sporting KC game, you know, as soon as they scored a goal, the people above the rafters of our senior
They were
class
shaking that bitch, weren't
dumped
they?
like confetti above us, and we were like all about it because we're like, oh my god, it took 40 minutes to fucking score a goal. Like I was ecstatic because I'm like, they're gonna
Yeah,
win.
exactly.
I understand that.
That makes it so much more precious. It makes it so much more exciting.
I was like, thank
Like,
God it's gonna end.
It's
Like,
a way cool. I think
get
soccer is the
confetti every
coolest thing to watch live. I really do. It's so amazing.
I
I'm
still
gonna agree
go
to
with
disagree,
baseball.
Zach.
Hey,
I
you know
gotta
what?
tell you, as much as I love to watch baseball because I love watching
It's a
Royals baseball.
slow game.
I love to watch people stand around and occasionally run like
You
a
just
couple
don't
of feet.
understand.
I don't, dude. I don't like baseball. It's so boring.
Okay, so imagine playing a game for 3 hours and you're standing still, and then all of a sudden you have to act. I mean, think about the athleticism behind that.
It's like, bro, you're about to spit your
Hey,
chew
most
out.
of your time is cold,
Just like,
and then you gotta fucking go.
oh shit,
I mean,
Yeah.
better
All right.
die.
there's a lot of athleticism. Plus, 190 games a year. I mean,
Yeah.
baseball.
Well, that tells you that they're not doing a lot.
Okay, let me.
But let me jump back in.
take,
What
ladies
I
and
like to watch the most, and I still don't understand why, because I've played the game twice.
Tennis.
No, I like to watch golf.
Dude,
I really like to watch golf.
it's
understand
and
it.
I'm talking shit on baseball, but golf is in the same category. It's more about the skill than it is about the
Yeah.
athleticism.
Well, you
I
know,
think
for
like
sure.
it's like
I think
you can even put,
baseball
like, maybe
there's
like
a lot more athleticism
It
than,
is.
than
Well,
people
I-
realize.
Yeah,
I like to
there
watch-
is,
To go
there
from
is.
cold to
There's
hot.
a lot. You need
Yeah.
strength. You need some speed.
I
you
like
know.
Endurance.
But
I like to watch
To
the highlight
go
reels of
190
like
games a year.
fucking
Yeah.
hockey fights. You know,
Dude,
what I
I
mean?
tell you,
yeah, bro.
I tell you,
Hockey's the
hockey.
shit.
I never got
Hockey's
into
crazy.
hockey until the Blues went into the whatever the
The
championship.
Stanley
game.
Cup, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was just flipping through the channels and it came on, and I was like, hey, there's nothing else to watch. I'll give it a shot, and it was so cool.
See, like
It's one of
bro,
those things. Like I don't watch the NHL or anything, but like anytime the Winter Olympics are on, I get way into hockey. Like
I'm
I'm
never-
all
bro.
about like, oh, how's America doing in the
I'm telling
standings
you,
in the
as
Olympics?
soon as the
I'll
Russians
never
come into
forget it.
hockey, it's like, it's fucking on.
Yeah, it's like a fucking game over.
Canadians, man. Like I remember whenever I fucking like one of my favorite hockey players is Paul Correa. He was like one of the forwards for the Mighty Ducks in Anaheim. I grew up around there, so I just
Yeah.
loved it. And like, dude, it was like just my favorite thing. I go out there and watch the Mighty Ducks and like go see the fucking goddamn, I'm tripping.
You're drunk.
Nah, I used to watch the Angels and shit. Like I like season tickets out there. I go out there and watch the Angels and the Mighty Ducks all the time because they were like right next door to each other.
Right. Yeah.
And like, I don't know,
That
man.
right,
like,
right,
hockey is
fucking
just
next to
intense.
Disneyland and shit.
Yeah, right, like across the highway, like
Yeah.
right there. But like, hockey was just intense because like it's like football, it's like soccer, it's like
so
every
physical,
sport
yeah.
in one.
That's the only sport where they'll just allow dudes to fuck each other
Yeah,
up.
dude,
They'll just
it's-
allow
that's
each
what I
other
love
to
about
go.
it.
in.
You
No
just be fucking
bullshit.
people up.
Rugby.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
you can't deny
yeah,
that.
but I mean, yeah, as far as the national level
Yeah.
and the popular level, I mean,
I don't know. Rugby's pretty fucking cool around.
It don't
Pittsburgh.
even matter.
it's very cool.
Rugby or Pittsburgh
Even if
has
it's
some
just
good
like a
rugby.
community
do,
game.
Yeah,
fucking
they're into it,
hardcore.
man. They are.
They are.
Even back when I
hardcore.
lived there, like 10 years
I'm
ago.
friends
yeah.
with several of the rugby players.
But I mean,
and
honestly,
They go hard.
You know that fucking hockey is just biding its time. I mean, it's only got so much more time before somebody's gonna be like,
Till the PC people
yeah,
come in
we better
there.
not be doing that.
Right, yeah.
you guys have to
Hey
watch.
man, you guys are losing too many teeth out there, man.
You guys.
I'm sorry. We need more
absolutely-
representation
need
of
from the
immigrant,
dental.
trans people to.
You know, it occurred. Okay, so we just went down the rabbit hole. So,
All right, let me prep it. Let me just clarify my statement, dude. I think that everyone should be able to be happy and live however they want to be, and we should respect that choice. But with that said, things should still be a meritocracy. You know, things should still be like you have to earn. You know, just because I'm a certain race or gender or whatever shouldn't mean that I should be bumped to the front of the line on something.
absolutely.
You have to. That's my view on it.
Yeah.
And
Now we should respect if Alan says, "Hey, from now on, I want to be considered a
I would
fucking
never.
Aborigine woman." Like, all right, dude, I'm cool with that. Like, that's great. But
Wyatt's like, I'm the fuck out of
It was
here.
like, I'll see you later. I'm gonna head out. Like,
Yeah, you keep the
I just
Atlantic.
think-
I'm the ghost. I'm gone.
Yeah,
all right, that's my like I respect everybody how they want to live, but
and I think with that note, I
But
think we should
meritocracy.
find a good sign off
You know, yeah, probably.
before we get really into it.
I'm getting wound up.
We're gonna find too many ways to have to edit this shit.
Return of the Frog Gang. Start reading
Yeah.
everywhere.
I'm just trying to find press Matt's buttons.
You're right.
Let's
right.
get him going.
Good old Alex
It
Jones.
occurred
up
to
in
me
this
the other
podcast.
day. It occurred to me the other day that
Alex Jones.
that women are still being relegated to being second-class citizens because
That is fucking true.
transgendered men
No.
wanting to be women have more fucking rights than women.
Nah, that is almost true.
All right.
Right?
We're
It's pretty
taking
fucking close.
Hey, Dad, we're taking some EOE hot takes. I think you need to back off just a little bit.
Just a casual observation.
Drink your
This is
whiskey.
Sprite.
Now,
and
now
then-
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole.
I don't either.
We're already there.
I know.
Hit pause. Let's go.
Bro, I got fucking.
Everybody's
I-
got their shovels.
Yeah,
I got trained
I'm
in
gonna dig
grade
myself more of a
family.
hole, I guess. Like, dude,
They don't like me.
I'm 100% in on Bernie Sanders. I am the most like progressive dude
How the
ever.
fuck did we get here?
No, well, I'm just saying. Here's my thing: is like we're talking about like woke people, right?
Yeah.
And for the most part, those woke people also identify themselves
Are
as like
sleeping.
the progressive people.
They're
So like
sleeping.
on the surface, that looks like it should be my people, right? Because like economically speaking, like I'm with those people, like. But dude, I don't buy into the identity
It's
politics.
fucking
I don't buy
annoying,
into
bro.
the woke ideology. The cancel culture.
Bro.
I'm not down with that.
I'm not even fucking
like-
kidding. I literally seen on Twitter the other day. It was fucking Blink 182's fucking guitar player was like, "How am I supposed to address the crowd in a gender neutral way?"
Yeah, like
And
dude,
he was like, what did he say?
Like everybody else
Babies?
does.
He said, "Hey, motherfucker!" That's what somebody fucking said.
It's like
He
just
was
at a metal show.
like I'm sorry, like dude is a general neutral term.
Right.
Neutral term in my view. Like if I say guys, like it's just I'm saying everybody. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
All I
damn
am
it.
saying is that whoever I've got to vote for to forgive my tuition debt,
Tell him, bro.
you got my fucking
tell
vote. That's all I'm saying.
Fucking tell the motherfuckers, dude.
You got my vote as long as you say you're good. Like,
all right, down with the establishment. Vote Bernie Sanders.
You know
That's what I
what?
was saying.
Abolish all government. How about, let's take that route.
Rage Against the Machine. And pay
I want
$700
a
to go see ticket.
constitutional
what if we
reset
rage
button.
on the behalf of the
Do what?
machine?
I want a constitutional reset button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit the button. Guess
Think
what?
about it this way.
Vote everybody new in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
Do away with the
Let's
two-party
vote some
system.
Zoomers.
Let-
You know
gone.
what I'm saying? Like,
Terminus
God damn it.
And I cannot believe
Vote people in one
that they
year at
didn't
a
have
time.
enough foresight to have something like that.
I just
Right. Yeah.
Vote 'em in
I
one
think
year at a
I think
time.
there's something in the Constitution that we haven't seen.
I just feel
They're hiding that shit. Oh, like,
Dun, dun, dun.
There's an 11.
Here's the thing,
They
dude.
don't
Like,
need, they don't need to see this.
I'm gonna stop myself because
I
we just
feel
go.
I feel
gonna stop. I'm
so
gonna
guilty.
Hey, who's
because
talking?
it's
Just for the record, we are not a political podcast.
No, sir.
By the way, I'm an expert on everything, and I know what's right 100% of the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
just check my
yeah.
I
Facebook.
feel so guilty because
do
this is the
not wanna
first
be dragged
podcast
on
that I've
Twitter.
been a part of, like officially, and we've just 100% went that political rabbit hole.
I'm all about it. I'll talk about that shit all day,
I don't give a
but
fuck
I
either.
don't want to make
Joe
everyone else
Rogan is
go
that
there
you?
with
Like,
me.
Who's Joe Rogan?
You know, if we want to do Joe Rogan, all we got to do is talk about fighting weed.
Hey yo.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, and tripping balls. Right. Yeah, he talks about.
I was gonna say. I was
Yeah,
like,
he talks about
balls.
about psychedelics all the time.
Who likes DMT?
I've never done it, dude. But
You never done it?
If I was in a safe, if I was in an environment where I felt like safe, like if I had a sitter,
It's beautiful.
you know, like I would try it. I would try it.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful
I'm
thing.
all about that, dude. I want to expand my
fucking
mind. I want to know. I want to see. I want to see a different dimension, dude. I want to, you know.
For legal reasons, I must.
But
say
the thing
no.
is, like, even like smoking weed or
I've
whatever.
never done DMT in my life.
Yeah, no.
I've never.
For the record. Even being high, dude, and going out in public, I get too fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
I get like too antisocial. I can't handle it.
Me and
It's
my
weird.
homie been talking about doing a fucking flotation chamber.
Yeah.
Dude, they have
Like a deprivation.
yeah, the
tank?
fucking sensory deprivation shit.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do it forever, but like I want to be in a legal state, you know. Like I want to be in Colorado where it's legal. Like even though I
wanna
live
be-
in Oklahoma, I don't got a card.
I want to
I
be.
don't
in a-
want to be in there fucking doing that shit illegally.
Just fucking
Right.
go,
I
just
just
fucking
wanna
go to
make
your
sure I-
bathroom.
We do not condone
Fill the
anyone
bathtub
doing
for a while.
any
Just
illegal
No,
drown
sir.
yourself for 60 seconds. Like, I want to be in a legal state where it can.
Well, that's what.
For
That's
the record,
literally the
if
only
you
thing that's kept me
live,
from doing
you
it.
can make a choice.
Because I've done.
Nothing is illegal.
Except
I've done the DMT. I've
right.
done the fucking shrooms. I've
You're
done
the
the
master
acid.
of your own
For the
universe.
last 60
It's
seconds,
different.
let's do a
To
good
hell.
sign off before
Hey,
we
hi.
all just.
From our corporate sponsors, Macadoodles.
Jared!
Been drinking a little bit too much Jameson.
PBR will not endorse us after this one.
It's all right, man. I'm having fun. That's what it's all about.
Great time, but
Dude, I
Jesus.
enjoyed the hell out of you guys being here. I
Appreciate
really
it,
appreciate you guys. I appreciate what you guys are doing artistically and just
Thanks,
putting it
man.
all out there, man.
I'm just
That's what
trying.
it's all about.
And don't take it too
Give most
too
of the credit
seriously.
to
Just
Jared.
have fun.
Fucking
you know?
with his beautiful artistic songwriting.
Look.
Beautiful
I'm
motherfucker
just
over
gonna
here.
say right here, right now. You alright?
Oh, God, man.
I think my biggest takeaway is never take your Never.
Retake!
Shit.
Puberty's a bitch.
Never.
Speed marker action.
Fuck.
And go.
Never take your Fuck.
Never take yourself too seriously, I think is what he's trying to say. Yeah.
Concisely is what.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Thank
Sounded
you.
like me a few minutes ago.
As long as you guys are having fun, that's all that fucking matters, man. Like,
That's literally it.
like I absolutely love the placeholder names that you guys have on your songs.
If
Like
you
shit
guys-
show, like yes.
If you
Paps,
guys love
Yellow
what you're
Brick
doing,
Road, like yes. Like,
if you guys love what you're doing and believe in what you're doing, then you know what? There's going to be other people out there that do too, that love it too, and we're some of them. So
I appreciate it.
absolutely.
just keep doing what you're doing. Totally fucking dig it, and I appreciate you guys coming all the way from Southtown, Coffeeville.
Yeah, man. Thanks for
appreciate
thanks
it
for
with
having
us.
to edit all our shit.
Oh, what dude?
Absolutely.
Secret, dude. I'm not editing shit, dude. It's all staying in there. We're all screwed. We're all screwed down. No one can run for office for anything now. That's great.
Sir.
Yeah, I just signed my
grab
life
my
away.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's
My
all right.
FBI
We'll do the special video
agent's
where
just
you
shaking
watch
his
it,
head.
and it's like you get to a certain section, and it's all there, but you get to this section, and it's just like.
Yeah, everything is reversed. Gonna make people work for it.
Just play really heavy static. Like, there
you go.
Like a satellite flying over the building or something.
This is like anything bad comes on. There's just like this heavy breakdown.
You need to put our meme breakdown call outs in there.
What are your meme breakdown?
Well, we've got the Sonic Kid, and then we've got
you freaking fricks.
yeah, and then we've got the damn boy.
Yeah, that one.
We have one of those. It was not. I didn't put it on the demo. It's on the album. So if you want to listen to it,
Buy our
have to wait.
shit.
Yeah.
Shameless
We
plug.
got the radio friendly version and the not so friendly radio.
We're falling apart here. We're falling apart.
This thing fell apart now.
Well, we're just gonna say.
Say what?
We're just gonna say go to ghostintheatlantic.com, listen to some stuff. When the album comes out, get it. We certainly will. It's gonna be awesome.
The radio friendly version.
Alan.
We're still
Get whatever version you like. It's good.
Mom,
All right,
Mom, I'm so sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Thanks again, guys.
Thanks for having us.
We'll see you all later.